Can't even have like an electric barbecue.
Really, I would do it anyways, man.
Yeah, bro,
I did
I'm
that
telling
anyways.
you, they live to enforce these rules there. They don't have jobs, they're retired, you know, they're just around there.
It's so lame, man. I don't want to get started on the over-regulation, but people are just super lame and stuff. It's annoying, man.
It is what it is.
What is it to you, if you're barbecue?
Yeah, well.
I think barbecue smell is one of the best smells on
100%.
Right? And
dude, the annual meeting was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I showed up. There? Okay, it was 7. I showed up at 7:03. Yeah. They had gone through like a quarter of the list already. They're so eager, right? Because they show up early for everything, right? They're all retirees, God bless them, right? But it got chaotic.
Did it?
Yeah, the property manager got super defensive and she was yelling back at people.
No.
Yeah, it got super crazy.
Did you say anything?
I didn't. I just asked about electric vehicle parking because they're gonna install. They're gonna install. Yeah, the one for the visitor, and then everybody else has to install their own.
What was the big issue at your board meeting there?
The big.
Yeah, what was the?
It was like the dumbest issues that have been
like the gardening club and stuff like that.
No, man, because like they put a light system, right, for incoming vehicles have the right of way, so the outgoing vehicles have a traffic light that they stop at. So and nobody follows the rules. Yeah, everyone's like pointing the finger at each other. It's like, I've seen this guy do it. And it's
such
narking anyway, but it is what it is. That's enough of that.
So lame, man.
2 minutes over there, Joey.
I was I'm not even gonna get into
Niels
that.
Long, MEI. I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know IBIT's at the volume weighted average price.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
Okay. Send them off, Joe.
They're ready? They're good to lock in? I don't know.
So,
I see Katina Man's kind of pacing around. He's pacing around right now.
That's okay.
He's panicking. So, all right, we'll send it off to the boys. We'll let Neil deal with it.
Take care, guys.
May the calm heads prevail, as Neil is one of them. All right, guys. Hope everyone has a fantastic. It is only it's Hump Day, Wednesday. Mike. Hope everyone has a good one. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Full dose of Joseph tomorrow in the morning. Sharif and Adara.
You're doing doubles tomorrow.
Doing doubles tomorrow. Not Trinidadian doubles, but yeah. You know what those are?
I'm assuming it's double shots.
No, it's a food. Yeah, it's a really good food. Yeah. It's like a curry paste. But anyways, guys. Send things off to the gentleman to our right. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. I'm going to get some grub in me.
Get it.
Welcome, everybody. You heard it here first. Joe will be doing Trinidadian doubles tomorrow. Where are you going to get those? I'm curious where you're going to be able to pick those up. I'm sure there's like a West Indian restaurant that you could rock those bad boys with. Or maybe he meant he's going to be doing doubles, shots. I don't know. No. It just meant that he's going to be doing like double duties. Look, and next man up every single time. It only took, I was putting this in the chat, it only took all day. It just happened. The market's been making highs forever. Forever, it's been making highs. And only now has Bitcoin made it back to the volume-weighted average price. And you've got to be kidding me. This is what I'm looking at it right now because I've been going place to place, and I know we're under 80K. Oh, no, you're still under 80,000 in the face of an absolute rip-your-face-off market here, which NASDAQ, a little bit of a pullback off the highs. ES, clear sailing. You've got Apple, you've got Google, you've got pretty much everything looking really strong. So if this can join the party, then I want to be jumping back into this and trying to make it work. NVIDIA, just heard something about NVIDIA. Who said? Shoot, I just missed it because I was talking, but there was just a story that's circulating here on NVIDIA. NVIDIA's pulling back into VWAP as we speak. So that's a little bit interesting to see us already at the highs in NVDA. Is looking like it wants to dip back in here. Kind of a weird one for NVIDIA. But you know what? We're always talking about ideas in trade. But adding to a winning trading is one of the most powerful things that a trader can do. It's also one of the fastest ways to turn a winning day into a losing one. Most traders, they're going to add at the wrong moment. After the move has already happened, they're excited, get FOMO when the stock feels unstoppable. And then it reverses. Suddenly you're holding a larger position at a worst possible price. and what was a 2R winner turns into a break-even trade or possibly worse. Adding to winners is not the problem. When or adding at the wrong time is. Sean's going to go over the right time to add to a winning trade.
All right, here we go. It's called scaling for success. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to scale up, as Neil said. You know, you have this big winner on, and what you're trying to do is scale up. You're trying to get to that next level. You want to use a little bit more shares, and you're wondering when to add to it, right? This is that sort of feeling that you get, and it's called the winning trap. There's a dopamine high when you're in a trade. Yes, it's going, it's going, it's going, and you hear us say it all the time. Hey, it's going, but I don't have enough shares. When am I going to add to this position? What am I going to look for? So if you break this down, look, this move is going parabolic, and you want more. This is excitement-based. That's great. You feel that sort of high, and you're like, yeah, I really enjoy this kind of a play, but I want more shares. Well, this is the thing. You have to be able to figure out what is your edge in this moment, right? Don't get too hyped up about it. When your excitement peaks, this is generally when your risk to reward is at its worst. Because we're not that excited if it's just, 10% in the money. Maybe it's ripping up 20%. Maybe we've got a 30%. Maybe we've got a banger on here. Maybe it's even 50% in the money. But that's when it's like, uh-oh, now what do we do? We've chased the move. Do we want to add into it? But this is, generally speaking, when we get that feeling, the move has been exhausted, and there sometimes can be that mean reversion. So here's a sort of an example here of us getting into a trade. We're super, super excited. We have a move here. We get that runner at 10 bucks. The stock hits $15, and we're like, oh my God, there we go. We're in the money 50%, and it's still going. But what do we wind up doing? We might even size in somewhere here at the top because we don't know where the top is. What you have to wind up doing is, if you're in here, all of a sudden your entry on the in is right there on the way back down. Well, why did you even get in there? Next thing you know, you're stopped back at break even, and now you've lost your whole day. You don't even have that winner on board. So what are we going to try to do here? The only valid place to add has to be structured. Whether or not you're going to add at a moving average, whether or not you're going to add at a support or resistance. You may even use something called VWAP. We try to talk about that all the time, the volume weighted average price. Only a key structural level will help you with this move. And these are some of the things that we just talked about right now. What are the 3 levels you might be looking for? And everyone's going to have different trading styles, but maybe you're looking for VWAP. Maybe you're looking for support to flip over into resistance. Maybe you have a moving average that you trust. Is it going to be your 200 period? What is it? Is it going to be a 5-minute chart? Is it going to be a 1-minute chart? Figure out and define where you're going to average in. This is a spot here where the math just works. All right? If you take your original position of 500 shares and you have a price of $20, all right? Reasonable trader, we talk about this all the time, you're going to put a stop of 50 cents. So if you're going 1-to-1 to your risk to reward, that means 20.50 is going to be your initial stop. All right? What winds up happening is the stock eventually goes to 21.50, and what you wind up doing it, like I said, you're in that moment. It's euphoric. Oh my God, it's breaking out. There's NVIDIA breaking 225. There's Tesla breaking 400, whatever it might be, and you decide to add some more. The problem here is now all of a sudden you've altered your average price. Now you only added 250 more shares. But the idea here is you've altered your average price to give you now 20.50. That same stop loss right there goes now only a 10-cent win. While if you waited for potentially a pullback, right, into 20.80, let's just call that VWAP. It goes from $20 to 21.50. We'll give VWAP 20.80 at that time. Wait for that pullback. That gives you a better average price of 20.27. Therefore, your stop, you've locked in 33 cents. Your stop the other way, you've locked in 20 cents. Wait for another VWAP pullback, maybe into 20.40. This is what you're looking for. Structural pullbacks to get in. Do not have FOMO at the top, or else all of a sudden your whole ratio is out the window. What are the 3 criteria there? We talked about already, maybe VWAP, support and resistance, moving averages. But before you click on that buy button, make sure that these requirements are met, or else you're going to blow up your account. Now, what are those requirements? Well, your original position, this profit must be already at least 1R. You're not going to add to a position that hasn't met your risk tolerance yet. So we got to make sure that that is at least 1R. Never add to a losing trade. All right, that's the one thing. If it's coming back into your zone, let it work. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. The second one is make sure when there's a pullback, and this part's pretty key, and sometimes it's hard to follow, especially if you're just in the seconds or minute charts, make sure that the volume isn't super heavy. All right, you want to make sure that there's some sellers in there that is creating a pullback in your stock, but the volume shouldn't almost outweigh the volume that you're initially trading off of. All right, if there's an extreme amount of volume, then the sellers have come in waves, and it may continue to push lower until there's some buyers. If the selling volume is a little lighter, then that's where we say, okay, the really sellers aren't in here yet. These are just profit takers. We're going to take advantage of that. Wait for your structural moment to get in, right? Maybe it is a VWAP. The second one is wait for that confirmation candle. Don't get too excited. Don't go in on every single trade. Wait for that one move to set up. And if that comes into play, then this is when you use your next little rule right here. And it's just the 50% rule. You know, we showed that example. If you got 500 shares initially, just add 250. You know, if you add another 500, it throws off the math. If you add 750, it throws off the math. All right? Make sure that if you have a winning position, take only 2 to 1, 50% sizing rule. Here's an example here that we have. If you've gotten out of some, you have 66% left, just put it back to 33% to get back to your 100%. All right? You don't always need to add that 50%. Judge how much you've taken out, be comfortable with your share sizing, and you will be fine. This is the structural trade breakdown. If you follow these rules, you'll have success.
Exactly, a powerful tool averaging up into trades, but you got to do it at the right times. The 3 times to do it is shown by Sean. That's what it's all about. Take your trading to another level. And I can tell you, we're looking at this MEI that everyone's talking about. Let's be real. It was still showing Sharif's positions, I believe. So that's why everyone's like, Neil, were you long this thing up here? I'm like, that would not necessarily be my cup of tea, but it did make a fresh, almost to a fresh high. Just looking at this wick, get that out of the way. Got pretty close. So there is a small capper, which is still going. That looks like a topping tail candle to me. A little bit dicey on that MEI. Again, not my cup of tea. I'm looking for that VWAP pullback. And you know what? I didn't average up into this. I'm just looking to get out and get back in. Bank the profit. It took all day long for there to be a long in Bitcoin. Ooh, yeah. See, I know you guys are outing. You're gonna out that. You're gonna out Joe for that. No, man. Let's be real. If you're eating pasta, and you don't, you want to stay fresh and stay clean. You keeps it real. You gotta keep it real. That's what it's all about. You enjoying that, Joe? Yeah. It was pretty good, man. I'm not gonna. It was good. That being said, that hot, the homemade tomato sauce, right? Pasta sauce. That is that next level. This was good, but there's levels, and sometimes it's not as, you just can't make it quite as good. And I'm spoiled because my wife just started, literally 1 month ago, my wife started making her homemade pasta at home. So she's done it twice, and it's just different. It is so good. When you get homemade pasta at home as opposed to the rest, oh, forget about it. It's like this stock market right now, just absolutely flying. So I'm looking to join again here. The market just made a fresh high, so I don't particularly want to wait. I think there's some confirmation that we've got the move holding VWAPs. We're going to enter, look for the second leg, third leg, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it the second leg because there was already the mean reversion bounce into VWAP. So second leg into the highs, as there's pretty much no stopping the QQQ. NASDAQ is screaming higher, 1.2%. You know you're in a bull market when? That's, the coffee. Afternoon coffee?
Yeah, I grabbed an afternoon.
I feel like I'm not going to.
I was going to ask you, but I didn't. I ran there quickly after.
I don't do coffee.
Yeah, I know. I know you're a tea guy.
I might get a black tea or something.
Go grab it.
Because we're doing
Well, why not a white tea, man?
I'm trying, huh?
I was joking around. White tea. You said black tea, white tea.
You know what? I should have right away. I should have got that. I didn't. That's my bad. No, one of the coaches can't make it, and we had this very specific setup that we were gonna do with 3 stations.
Yep.
that I still want to do. That's what I'm.
So I have 4 coaches. One showed up to practice on Monday.
Yeah, it's just we had. I had
But they send their kids. You know, they send their kids.
Because I want to do because
Come on, man.
Kids are pitching for the first year in the league we're in. So I want to do like a pitching. I want to do a fielding drill. Well, I want to have people also doing some like working on their stance and hitting, and that can be accomplished in 3 stations. And we're doing it all at once.
You know, I have a hitting net. That's something you should buy for sure.
So last year, one of the dads had one.
Yeah, they're so good.
So we had one without needing to get one.
Yeah.
And so I think we were spoiled. So I feel like I might just get one this year because, yeah, exactly. Like I want to be able to do all those 3 things without having to worry about like trying to get another parent to volunteer. We'll see. It's not a big deal.
All right. No, it's all good.
First world problems.
So guys, we come back. We're $14 in the money. These are the same trades from the Open. Not the Open, but this is Intel, huge trade. And the thing is, all of these trades, and this is why I wanted to hold them, is because honestly, like I'm trying to learn new styles here, and you know, want to try to hold. I told you we only have 10% left of some of these positions, but like what I'm trying to do is really, especially in this market, and we've talked about the kind of market that it is. This is NVIDIA long 222. This is Intel long 121. Look at this Qs long 75 long. Like right now, where these Qs are. We did. I mean, this is all free information. Go get it at Trader TV, Sean. It's now $3 in the mic. This is the low right into here, 75. I mean, it does break lower. We lost initially on that. Okay, but there it goes, man. Just all the way to the upside. Obviously, hindsight, you know, we wish we had a little bit more of this trade on board right now, but we don't, and that's what I'm trying to work on, right? So even as it tips up here, and I sit right back to my desk. What do you think I'm going to do? There's an out right there as it continues to climb higher. The Nasdaq's on one again. I mean, the fact that NVIDIA is where it is. There's NVIDIA. We wrote this one down as your trade of the day. There's 222. It doesn't get any cleaner than this, man. It tanked right into our level of 222. We bought 222.12s. All right. It actually went even lower. We should have got more shares. To be honest with you, at this point, we just talked about the scaling in. Maybe should have I scaled in? How about a pullback to VWAP right here? That would have been good. And then boom to the upside there as well. But no scaling in here. We can teach the lesson. Doesn't mean we're following it on every trade, but there it goes. And that's the thing about these lessons. They're hard to do in the time, but when you look back, you say, hey, if we have a runner on, sometimes like there's a pullback into VWAP again. I think Neil just did that the other day, pulling back into VWAP. There's a setup right there. Strong stock, strong market. Pull back to VWAP, especially when you get NVIDIA at all-time highs. I mean, you're not going to get a stronger name, and people are coming in to buy this name. And also, when NVIDIA hits all-time highs, you're going to get the market hitting, getting going as well, because NVIDIA is such a huge participant. And then I heard, where's my guy Sharif over there? No longer the dead one, Apple is, of course, because it is alive.
It's been the dead one for a long time.
I know. I'm not even really sure why. I mean, I know why he named it that, because it wasn't moving around the most in the past.
It has to be like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him when that was. It must have been, because Apple's been moving around. Actually, you know what? Like, Apple didn't do a whole heck of a lot for a while. It's kind of reminding me of NVIDIA, actually, how it's so funny how these two stocks over the last week and a half, they're the ones, I mean, everything's going, but these are the ones that have started to, you know, creep higher here.
But if I look at it on the month, when could you, look, I love, Apple's a great stock. Where is the dead one? Where is it? Like, I don't see, on the monthly chart, there's some pullbacks. But we're snapping, we're making fresh highs every quarter or so, right? Like, I don't know. Like, Apple, what more do you want? I think we get too complacent in bull markets to call this one. And again, like, to each.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know what time frame was being looked at when that was getting said.
Tests.
I'm going to call this one the dead one this afternoon. You want to call a stock the dead one? Here. That's the dead one.
What's that?
If
yeah, but Rigetti was, I mean,
I know, but if I'm going to use that frame of reference, so I'm going to say this.
Let's say SMR then.
Oh, speaking of Frankenstein, I just finished.
I'm not sure why I said that, but yeah.
The Revival by Stephen King.
Okay.
Stephen King writes some good-ish. I can't remember the last time I finished something and was like, what the heck did I just read? It was not even remotely what I was expecting. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not the typical Stephen King book. The same way like Shawshank Redemption, you wouldn't think is Stephen King.
Right.
It's in that same vein. It was good, though. So anyways, the dead one, this isn't the dead one, but I'm looking short on Rigetti. So it just made a wick high off of, not the high of the day, but like the afternoon high. This was my second crack at it. It was good the first time through, but you can see it made a higher low and then stopped out break even. Now it's a trend break off the high, giving it to 18.8. and only in, as I said, only in IBIT, which originally I was bearish on Bitcoin. I'm now bullish on Bitcoin.
This is really for both of us. So how can you know when to buy more at VWAP or sell at VWAP? And I mean, that's really the thing, right? I use VWAP often as outs as well. But what I'm trying to learn more of, and this is what I'm going to talk about quickly, then I'll throw it over to Neil, and that is that it's the examples of what I was talking about here. You see on VWAP on the way up, I think that's a very good place to sell when you're long down here and you're making the move to VWAP. And that's because I think volume weighted average price, obviously it's going to tell you the bulls or the bears, who's winning, what the price has been looking like. Oh, I don't even have my earpiece in. Okay. You know, the bulls or the bears, are we underneath? Are we over it? I think it's a good area to think about getting out of much more of your position than I do. Like if you avoid all of this nonsense in there, use VWAP as, you know, a primary spot to get out of 20, 30%. I don't know, something like that. But this is where, when you're long and you're adding to positions, this is where this pullback in VWAP is this line right here, this purpley blue line, this middle line, is that when it comes back in, this is an area to add into. Now, I was only on Intel right now, so I'm just going to call up, let's see the futures here, the first time I looked at this today. So here we go. So if you're in, here's the move up, there's the pullback to VWAP, add it there, because it's a winning trade and you're adding to your position. So that's kind of the talk there about what I like when we're looking at VWAP in those situations. Add it to it, right? Here's NVIDIA. There it comes in, you know, down in, that's a 50 period, doesn't get to VWAP, it does there, that's an add. But on the way up, I feel like it's more of an out. So I don't know, that's kind of something that I was, you know, thinking about there when you asked the question about VWAP or not, but I think that's something to think about.
Downtrend, yeah. If it's downward trending, it's an out. If it's upward trending, it's a pullback, and it would be an add. I would try to keep it that simple, because even if you get out, like here, I'll use an example. I was saying this literally yesterday to somebody in a meeting. If you have to describe why it's a downtrend, then it's not a downtrend. It should be really obvious. So this is an obvious downtrend. If you're long in a downtrend, then I want to get out at VWAP. And if it resumes going higher, then I'll just jump back in. Now, you're going to give something up, right? I'm giving up this little move in here, like 7 or 8 cents in there, that I could have held that position, or maybe I could have found an add somewhere else. No, but I'd like that as an out. If I was short, and you're shorting this, sometimes if it does that and then breaks down, then I'd want to add there to the short back in. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. But you know what? It's 2:22. Sometimes you look at a clock and see your favorite number. Now, it has nothing to do with anything, but this particular hour I can tell you, is brought to you by Origenics, and we are seeing some updates out of them. That's OGEN on the NYSE American, everybody. They've activated its Phase 2A clinical trial in Australia, with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. Alongside that, Origenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. That's OGN on the NYSE American. See, I said that wrong. It shouldn't be like fully operational. Fully operational. It's got to be the emperor. The emperor when it's all fully operational, and you know the rebels are just screwed. How they bungled that one. That's just that's the worst case scenario.
When
it's like being long the low of the day and getting stopped out. Like you caught them in the trap, you got outnumbered 100 to 1, you got a fully operational Death Star, and you messed up anyways. You suck, Emperor. We got some super chats we get to here, so let's throw it up. Is that? I want to say this name like Leroy, right?
Yeah, Leroy.
It's like but it's like an undercover Leroy. Ford, 200%. On May 15th, which is that's Friday expiration, $20 calls. 12. Ford doesn't do this very often. Let's get this out of the way.
What the hell?
When was the last time, and I'm being dead serious about this, dead serious.
Are you being
when
serious?
was the last time you've seen Ford have a day like this?
So I have a story to tell. Like Biggie Smalls, you know,
What?
we've got a story to tell right here, right now. I actually had Ford on my S list because I still own it. Then I heard a story the other day from Adara, and we can double check it. I'm actually going to call it up right now. There was something about Ford getting into. Yeah, well, yeah, it was electric, but there was something else there about Ford the other day. Despite rising global sales, I'm going to find out exactly what the story was. Yeah, new battery storage. That's what it was. Ford takes on Elon Musk's Tesla Energy with new battery storage push. So this story happened yesterday at 3:25. There was also more expectations of that. I think there must have been some sort of a preview of that earlier, but it was just them getting into different energy plays. So that's what Adara was yelling at us for, the Ford Electric. So for me, I canceled my sell. And thank you, you just made my damn day. I had no idea that Ford was all the way up there. So this was a name that, again, I was like, you know what, man, I only want to be into AI stocks now, honestly. That was part of the ARM. We got some ARM yesterday, this and that. But Ford, on that kind of a move, wow. And out of nowhere, like we didn't even have this on our radar really this morning.
What makes it more impressive?
Yes.
What makes it more impressive is GM is down 0.6. There isn't even any sympathy somewhere else. It's a pure Ford making a move kind of thing. Because the first thing I looked at is like, I still have some GM shares from back in the day. Remember the good old days when GM was better than Ford as a stock to own?
Still, I mean, come on, man. One day. I mean, Ford is only back to where it was, like, what, 3 weeks ago?
Okay, fair enough, but I was just making a point.
Oh, okay.
I know you're right. No, GM hasn't, but it's not doing anything.
Bye-bye Craig Berube, eh? That happened earlier today.
What? Oh, yeah, we fired.
Yeah, it just means that Austin Matthews.
I think we kind of saw that. We thought.
Yeah, but now we still owe him $10 million, so he gets $5 million a year, $10 million a year.
What can you do? I can't believe that Brandon Clark, the guy in the Grizzlies.
Who? He did?
Brandon Clark.
I saw that.
He was only 29 years old.
I saw something on Instagram about this guy, and I didn't.
He's a Canadian basketball
Yeah,
player.
and I didn't realize what he passed away.
Yeah. At first, I was like, that's not.
Is he
true.
still? He's on Memphis.
He was, but I think he'd been like released.
wow.
He was gonna. Yeah, I don't know where he was gonna be next, but. Anyways, it sounds like it's pretty. He's young, man.
Damn, no, I know.
29
I know who he is. I didn't realize he was passing. Okay.
There was a moment when like him and Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr. like, oh, these are like the pillars of the franchise. That's too young. 29 is so.
Oh man, anyways.
Yeah,
any age you pass away.
No, yeah, obviously.
But I don't know what he passed.
They
away
haven't.
from, so.
Well, it wasn't disclosed from what I saw.
Okay.
Although I'm not telling people to go to TMZ, but usually they'll.
Why not? TMZ is actually
when no one's saying anything, a lot of times usually you can just, if you dig far enough. But I find if there's no statement, that's like the family's keeping to themselves or they don't know, and I'd rather not speculate. So I don't know how he passed. But at that young.
That's too bad. Oh, look at this. Another tournament just popped in. Oh, Saturday, September 26th. The Oakville Harvest Classic. Oh, that's nice.
Harvest
I guess
Classic?
I'm busy that weekend now.
They get the best names for tournaments.
Yeah,
The Harvest Classic.
The Shattuck Showdown is this weekend in Minnesota. That's where Macklin Celebrini and Sidney Crosby played. So
They didn't have any cool names for tournaments. Like, I go to a baseball tournament
we had Pink the Ring.
Leaside, and they would just call it's the Leaside tournament.
Yeah. Etobicoke has one for cancer. It's really cool because the colors of cancer is pink, and it's called Pink the Rink.
See, that's
so
great.
you get a, so
Hockey has it right.
That's
In
one of our-
baseball, they don't actually name tournaments.
That's one of our
Ricci, Wow, Optical. I'll say the Wow. Optical, Space, GLW, and AAOI.
GLW
Next,
is
MU and SNDK. You had AAOI at 27. Also mentioned the show, but now hold only 10%.
I should have got
Could
into
done
Corning.
much. You can always have done better.
No, but Corning was an easy one. Corning had that announcement with, I mean, thanks for bringing it up.
Corning recently had the.
Yeah, Corning was right down into here, and it was like I was just waiting for a pullback. Funny guy, like there's the break. This is the NVIDIA story. They just created, and again, there's a Corning NVIDIA. I don't even know what it was. I guess they're working together on a data center, something like that. I have to double check that story, but they're definitely, trust me, is NVIDIA Corning. Boom, and then it wasn't really doing too much. And then I thought, okay, if we do have a pullback into 180, we'll try to take that. No, all the way to the upside. Nice move there for Corning. You got a horse sense on that one. If you guys like it, I really like Corning going higher there. So I think that's an absolutely fantastic banger of a call.
I have a question. Do horses actually have good sense?
I have I guess so. I guess they use their nose.
Are they the animal?
It's a Kramer saying. I don't know.
I've heard it before, and I get it. I understand what it means.
You've asked me this before. I don't think we ever even bothered to look it up.
I'm not an animal person. I'm like, is that your go-to?
I don't know if you have to be an animal person. Let me see.
Horses?
Okay.
Mahid saying is Palantir dying. Palantir
yes.
not dying. It's not dying. No, dying is the wrong word. No, it's not dying. It's just not in favor. I have one thing I'm looking, well, okay, if it breaks the bottom, then maybe we can look for something else. If it breaks the low, I think you just wait for somewhere underneath $110, maybe around the 100, the even 100 level looks interesting on PLTR. Outside of that, it has one of the cleanest downtrends on the daily chart. So when it breaks this downtrend, you're good to go. It hasn't even lost support. Like from this downtrend, its bottom has held multiple times. If it loses 126, you've got a major problem on Palantir structurally. But if it keeps bouncing, eventually you keep bouncing off this level and you will break that, and then you can resume. All right, in an up market, take a reversion, watch the buyers come back in. So it gets halfway to VWAP on Rigetti. So, this is the case. We were just talking about VWAP. Yeah, see this? VWAP is an out on Rigetti, because Rigetti, like to me, I'm looking for short into the support level. Like that is an out if it gets to the volume weighted average price, because this is trying to go back upside. I had it breaking down through before because that's where the trend break happened, and at that time it was still a weak stock. Like it was a stock with a lower high, lower high, double top, lower high. So to me, it was still a short then. This time it's now upward trending, so short into the volume weighted average price.
It just says here, the idiom originated, it's here, in the American West in the 1800s. While some believe it refers to the natural intelligence and self-preservation instincts of horses, it most likely refers to the practical, no-nonsense knowledge of a person needed to possess, a knowledge that a person is needed to possess in order to successfully breed, train, and trade horses without getting swindled. So right now, there's not too many trading of horses. Jokic. Yeah, exactly. He's a good.
He's really
guy. Thanks for TDIC. Yeah, that Ford man. And this is the thing, and this is another Kramer thing. Okay, but sometimes you do have to look at the macro reasons for a stock, and if something changes in what the stock has been doing, whether or not it's like Kalshi enters, right? Like you might like DraftKings, then all of a sudden you start to realize, hey man, there's a lot of people that are focusing. I mean, we're literally you called up Kalshi today or whatever it was for the Marvell, for the addition to the S&P 500, right? So, no matter what you're looking at, there's always a change of direction. And I don't know, Adara's back there now. Maybe she can can you just confirm that Ford, like maybe what that story was? Because I looked it up and it was just the energy trying to deal with, that is what it was. So just them coming into competition there with energy storage. Tesla has a product similar, so Ford's trying to enter that, and there it goes, right? And I was actually lucky enough, go ahead.
So it's literally called Ford Energy, and the page looks like this, and this was really all it was. They're just talking about the formal introduction of Ford Energy. Again, this was published now on Monday, May 11th. It's going to be full battery cell manufacturing. I guess they're aiming to get this started, I believe, by late 2027 for the first deliveries. Back to you.
All right, so there you go. I want to thank there you go.
What's crazy?
That's the best subscribe one. Adara there with that, good smile, everything.
In the time Adara read that story, TDIC, which was the other name, it managed to open up and halt in the time that we were just saying that. It's now what the...
People are saying this is Chinese. Do we have information on TDIC?
Fourth halt of the day or something like that. Yeah, fourth halt of the day obviously it's at the highs.
China.
1151 is the current theoretical auction price. The chart speaks for itself here. Blue sky setup is TDIC is going absolutely insane. 370%. What's the deal with this one? Because I think we all know who Ford is. I'm going to make the assumption that not everybody knows.
Oh, TDIC has nothing to do with Ford.
But in the super chat.
Oh, in the super chat, yeah. Well,
I know super chat
said it was.
I have no idea who these guys are. Dreamland Limited.
Apparently, they're an event space or an event. I'm just talking about what people said in the chat.
Yeah, 23 million float, not much of it's short. Event space.
Is that what you're reading?
Event management services in Hong Kong.
Yeah, so when you're throwing your big party, you might want to call them up, and these Guys, maybe Drake is, maybe that's a release party for Iceman there.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, I see.
They should.
We're finally going to get a good album coming
Drake
out.
needs to have George Gervin shooting some hoops on that one.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a huge album. That's coming out on Friday. I can't wait. 2 more days until Iceman. It's going to be monstrous.
I still think that's the coldest nickname in NBA history.
Yeah, for George Gervin. Yeah.
The Iceman is.
I think there's few sports have Iceman.
Like if he didn't have it, if George Gervin didn't exist, Kobe Bryant's nickname would be the Iceman. Because it's too cool. You wouldn't have been like Mamba. No, it would be the Iceman. Because that's really when you think about Kobe, I think about ice water in his veins. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But Iceman was taken. We got Rich. Had the same exact question earlier on SPY about the 7 a.m. VWAP break, but you answered it already. Oh, okay. Well, that's easy.
Stay tuned for more. Hopefully we can help you and answer a few more of those. And I think it was just that whole thing about VWAP, about how you trade it. I mean, like, here's an example with Ford. I mean, we could just look at this right now. I mean, look, if you're not part of Ford or you're part of that, sort of euphoric moment, like I said, you'll see, just watch me every day. You'll see dopamine hitting in all the time. But there it is from 12 up to 1250. Maybe you don't have, you have some shares on, but you don't have enough. You read the story, you're not sure about it. Well, there's the pullback into VWAP. Now, always looking at a chart is, hindsight, as we say. But that's the pullback zone, and then there's the rip. So it's pulling back into VWAP on momentum, and there it is again. Like, remember, these charts are forward; they're back looking. They've already happened. Like, this could have been VWAP at the time, but there's the pullback again. And oh boy, man, we have. There it is. Sure, Dragos. I mean, I don't know if Sharif made any money on it, but it sure as hell looks like you did. And there's the $100 super chat. What's up, Dragos?
Dragos.
8K.
If he dies, he dies.
Wow. $8,000. The only thing I can say about that is keep some money back for the tax man, unless you're in their TFSA.
If it's halted that much, just remember, like, a down halt on this probably looks. Like, what are these candles? Like,
I'm still waiting for some music drops as well, by the way. I'm tired of this. It's always Stone Cold. I mean, I love the Stone Cold drop.
The tap's now 13 on this, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So what did it close at?
11.
So this guy's going to be up more. So
13 is now the tap. I can't even show that on the chart. See, that's another thing I like.
Yeah. Where are we getting those sounds from?
Like, I can't use my scroll bar to condense the chart. Like, widen it. You know what I'm talking about. Like, you can do it on trading.
Yeah. Shrink it up. Hold an Alt.
If I hold an Alt?
Yeah, hold Alt and scroll.
Alt and scroll does that on this?
Does it? Try.
No, not on our.
What about Control? What about Control and scroll?
No, not on PA.
Okay.
You can do that on other platforms. See, that's the thing. And if you're at real trading and you want a feature, you put in a ticket for it. So maybe I go ahead and put in a ticket.
What I was going to say about that is that, because you mentioned how much you're up, 8K, obviously, thank you so much for the super chat. We do want to suggest that, maybe on this next, and trade your own book, but when you do see names starting to go a little parabolic, like that TDIC, we give a big shout out to Sharif, because obviously you guys on the midday show, Joe, I guess he's sitting right here. I don't know if he traded it as well, but there's the move up there. And I was just going to say, make sure that you pay yourself something. This is already gone through the high end. If you still do have something on Dragos, you may want to think about getting out. It's at 1287. It's going to open up at 1290. If you put your offer out, and again, depending on what broker you have or who you're using, you're going to get that opening print, even if you put it out now. So if you offer like $12, it shouldn't fill now. It's in a halt state. When it opens up, you'll get whatever that opening print is. Or make sure you put a stop order in. The only thing about a stop order is the reopen is an awesome time to get liquidity. Like, it's guaranteed liquidity. It's a guaranteed fill. This could open up and tank. And then there's no, like you say, I'm going to stop out if it breaks 10. The only problem is your fill might be at 8. Because it breaks 10 and there's nobody on the bid to fill your stop. So that happened to Neil and I on one of those IPOs. We realized that our order doesn't go more than 2.5%, and then it reprices itself. So we actually got slippage down more than 2.5%. And it was on a more expensive stock, but
in our defense, those orders used to, like, specifically, all the other ones are 5%, and there's one particular type got moved to 2.5, And I will be the first to admit, I did not realize that that order had changed that functionality.
It wouldn't have even mattered to me, though, really. I was still using that order.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of understanding, understanding the game you're in, before you play it, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it's about.
No,
because that happened, this happened to some traders that were trading in the aftermarket similarly.
So about that, Kobe, I did a drill, and this is a good one to do with the kids, actually. You should do this. Everyone gets a ball, you have your glove, and you just go in and out, and you wrap it around. You do this, and then I had them lunge, and I had them do it through their legs. And every time they did it, I made them say, Kobe, because they all felt like they were dribbling through their legs.
Anyways, before we go to Adara,
Before
we go to Adara, we only got halfway on Rigetti to the volume weighted average price. But you know what? Like, this is not, I'm going against the grain on this the same way I got in before. Not going to allow it to turn into a loser, right? Like, I'll take my shot at it. If it doesn't give me the retracement that I want, then I'm not going to let this one turn nasty. It's an upward market, so take your shot, move on to the next, stay positive, and always go to Adara when she's at the screen.
Watch at the screen, okay.
So you mentioned IPOs here and IPO trading, and I wanted to talk about Cerebras. So I did a visual kind of similar to this for Medline's IPO, but Medline's IPO a little bit, I think, less exciting and certainly much less anticipated than Cerebras. So I posted this. It's already up on X at TTV Research. Came out about an hour ago. But I wanted to go over some of it with you on the screen because we have this screen. I think it's a really good resource for some visuals like this. So as of yesterday, which is when I kind of compiled all the info here, you've got an offer amount here. $5.52 billion is the valuation of this IPO offering. Priced here at $150 to $160 per share. Earlier this week at only like $115 to $125. So certainly upsized here for this IPO. They're offering 30 million shares. Underwriters includes such banking greats as Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, Barclays, and UBS. So what's interesting too here is this entire founding team, there's 5 founders, including CEO Andrew Feldman, not the Broadway star Andrew Feldman, CEO Andrew Feldman and co-founder here of Cerebras. But I believe all 5 of these guys, when I checked their website, they're all part of the C-suite of Cerebras still. So founding team, very strong, very much embedded within this company. Other thing too to note, they've got deals with the likes of OpenAI. They previously signed a deal with Meta. And we know they're in competition with NVDA as well in terms of their offerings. So Cerebras should be an interesting IPO tomorrow. You guys can check out all this info on X at TTV Research. Back to you.
I like it. Thanks, Adara, for that one. Yeah, look, I mean, this was one today. Fervo. So this started to go to the upside. What did you say it was?
It's geothermal power.
So I was going to say coal. It's not coal. It's Coal's world. But right into there, $36 up to $38.40. Shout out to J. Cole. But I don't know. Like, that was a good one. We'll see if that happens tomorrow. I'm a little nervous because of what, and I just said good luck to Neil for that. And Joe, I guess you guys will probably be taking it probably about. I'm going to say 12:40. No, I'm going to say 12:45. I'm going to say it's going to open on the midday. Yeah. But I was going to say, I feel like there's going to be a lot of excitement to it, so watch out for that price and where it winds up opening up because this is going to be a dangerous one. It's going to be a good, I know, it's going to be a good call to see where this one goes and then in relation to what's going to wind up happening with an OpenAI, with a SpaceX, with an Anthropic, because we do know that these ones are all, generally speaking, going to be oversubscribed. So there's another one. It should be a real good one. That TDIC, so there's FRVO. It basically never, and this is the other thing too. I wonder now if it's even worth taking that opening print because this is now a couple in a row that have really danced around it and then gone.
In its defense,
I wasn't watching this one.
I will tell you this. Because I didn't take the opening
1
print.
o'clock.
I didn't take the opening print, but I saw it reject. Let me use a 1 minute because a 3 minute, this isn't going to be that much better. Yeah, but it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Oh, I wanted to show you, I did not take the opening print.
Oh, so you did what I said.
I saw it flash the top. So I was like, I don't like this IPO. I didn't like it. But I said every single IPO that happens, I'm going to just use it to do a strategy that I think might happen on OpenAI, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I see open.
So the other day I took a long, basically just saying hopefully it holds a bit and see what the slippage is. This time I wanted to see what happens defending the price. And the defense was good, but then instantly there was a ton of VWAP sellers and then a brick wall at the high, which of course instantly broke. And then what I think I should have paid more attention to, So I was just like, yeah, whatever. That actually technically worked. It was like snap to VWAP, snap to there. So if you took it for size, you could have got your move and then hold 10%. But I think here was an opportunity, holding VWAP as well. So I'm going to go down to, for sure, I'm going down to a 1 minute chart when OpenAI happens. So what's it? TDIO? No.
FRVO?
TDIC.
Yeah, it's open. That's what I was going to talk about right here.
Oh, see, there you go. And it opens up, and now it's probably going to down halt. Yeah, close. Where's the, oh, I don't even see the 844. Really? How could it be at 844?
Well, no, it's at 10.
No, I'm talking about the limit. Oh. I just saw it at 844 when the open of this candle is 1169, when it's halting way tighter than that before.
Yeah, so there was that instant out you could have had there at 12, 11 bucks, as we said. That's great liquidity there. Looks like it's bouncing off 10. Adara's got something?
I do, guys. NFLX popping higher here. As you can see, the Wrap, which is an entertainment-focused news source, they're reporting that Netflix's ad tier has surpassed 250 million monthly active users across the globe. So again, ad tier milestone here for NFLX. Now, while I have you here, you might have heard, we officially got the confirmation of Kevin Warsh as chair of the Federal Reserve. Now, we heard yesterday he was confirmed as a governor. He had yet to be confirmed as a chair. Now, he's cleared. He is the new chair of the Fed. Now, that means Fed Chair Jerome Powell, or former, it's going to be weird to say that, former Fed Chair Jerome Powell, now a member of the Board of Governors. Now, there's actually one other change to this infographic that isn't super obvious right away, but I want to talk about. It's this individual here, C. Venable. Cheryl Venable is the new interim president of the Fed Reserve Bank of Atlanta. Now, she's going to be serving in place of Fed Bostic, who retired at I believe the end of February 2026, and who had, I'll put it this way, some concerns about insider trading. To kind of be light about it with Bostic. So Bostic went. Now we have Cheryl Venable taking his place. This infographic will be up very shortly on X at TTV Research. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara. The uptrend is now gone on IBIT, so I jumped out of it. I was holding the secondary trend line. Like this one broke the downtrend. Ooh, I've drawn that.
Started thinking the same.
Drawn it poorly. I've drawn that poorly. It doesn't matter. You can get the idea. It broke the trend here, went long. It got to VWAP, jumped out because it was VWAP in a downtrend, joined it when it confirmed VWAP. It really just goes to first resistance, completing that move, and now is breaking the trend down. I didn't reverse because I don't always love that entry. Like short the trend break and right into the volume weighted average price. It's one thing if it was breaking it as it was also breaking VWAP. I'd probably take that. I just don't want this, and then it bounces right away, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm not going to take that one to the south side. TDIC is now halted up again.
It is?
Yeah, look, all I was getting at is I visibly saw the limit down halt level at 844 on my level 2. When it opened at 844, and it was 1170 it opened at. The halt band should have been a little bit tighter. It doesn't make a huge difference. Either way, it doesn't halt down and is now made a fresh high, 1259. The tap is 1386 and actually 1485. It just keeps on moving up. Here, I'll show you. It just snapped up to 1455 there on TDIC. So this thing just continues to be ridiculous.
I was going to show you. I mean, we probably already talked about it, so obviously, once again, my bad. But yeah, there it is right here. The percentages that TDIC is looking at right now. You could see here 23 million share float with a short float non-existent, but that's going to change, I believe, now as this name continues to rip higher. 23 million share float today, 74 million on the day. So yeah, we're going to have to wait to see where this name winds up and finds its home here today, TDIC. Last time it was showing a high halt as well number, opened up around, was 1180 or so, whatever that price is right there. We opened up at 1170. So right now we'll have to wait 1297. It was a 10-minute halt last time. I would imagine that's what it is now. So there it is, 1447. So 247 will check you back with 3 minutes to 3, and we should be open again. All right, man, let's go money for now. Yeah, so there's the TQQs, man. I mean, this trade is obviously what it is. Nice move to the high side on the Qs there, breaking finally through the 50-period moving average since I sat back down. We had a bunch of outs there. We went to the gym. We came back, built a little bit of that lesson. Thanks, Ramin, for the help there. And then it came back up into 77.50 or so. Got some more outs. We had some planted orders here as well. And there it goes back upside. Now we're trying to work on that one. And then Intel, same kind of ways, man. Like there's the top right into this area. You know, that was a good fill, obviously. We missed it the first time there just after 11. And then it comes back, it takes out the 50 period. And now you're hovering around the 200. So I'm going to take another out right now on Intel. And like I said, always trying to reinvent myself, right? Like I could sit here and sometimes I'll trade the ping sheets. You know, like looking at, we talk about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and that's why sometimes if there's any sort of action trades in this one, we can look over there. Only 2 million shares today. It really, you know, not much going on. I like to trade this, but in trying to find new methods, new ways of making money, this is, you've seen me on this journey. If you guys have been with me, we've changed our trading style a lot, although I'm still scalping, but trying to be more patient. And even yesterday, I lost the ways on Microsoft because it tanked in and I got in a little bit too early. And almost the same thing here today. This is the only losing situation I have all day. And it's right, and it's right into here. Hold on, I got to get this off and then show you. It was right into here where we lost our way. And that was just Intel. We wrote down 121. It came in. I'm always going to take that trade right here because it came into the level, so that's fine. I have no problem with that. Where we went wrong was, see, so in, out a little bit. You know, we thought, okay, we're in. We have that runner. I don't know where that runner is coming from. So we had it, we thought. Okay, but this was the problem. It went back to the upside, and I bought more, and then whoosh, down. So the minute it fails that first time right here at 120.50, that's supposed to be a 50-cent loss. End of story. Finite. But instead, I was like, oh, well, we'll just play off we'll play off those lows. All right, we'll buy a little bit more at 121 again, you know, thinking that, okay, 121 is the key price. It washed out. It's now on the way back up. So I don't even mind buying right there again because we panicked and got out. So we're able to make a little bit of money. You might have heard me talking about that. We'll scalp it out. Then it breaks. But then these ads right here was a problem, you know, because once it came back in and we should not have, once it broke 121, even for a second time, that's when we should have stayed away. So that was a problem. This was fine, up. Got stopped out of a little bit there once it broke 117, fine. Watched it hold, came back into a hold level, and then shout out to Bob, my uncle. But that's what happens after that. Bob is your uncle after that one. And then you can see what Intel did. Basically, the rest of the day just appreciated all the way up. And that was that. So shout out to French Montana, Fat Joe, and everybody else. But all right, so yeah, Fat Joe. It's all the way up. Nothing can stop me. It's all the way up. That?
And from Be Free, 7
years.
7 years.
Damn.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Didn't we start in 2020? The beginning of 2020? Am I wrong? Anyways, doesn't matter. Remember 300 watching. Wow. Amazing team has taught me so much. Thank you. 20 minutes from MOA 78, baby love all those 80s and 90s memories. Yeah, you know world.
20 minutes away from MO. What does MOA mean? Month? MOA. We got to figure that one out.
You know what's jokes?
I'm going to Google that one. Thank you so much, man. Love all the 80s and 90s.
Well, I don't know what that is.
That's for sure.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you're going to talk about the
No, I was going to say, Sharif was like, Sharif's been saying, oh, my Lanta. And the whole time he's been saying, I'm like, why does that ring a bell? And then my brain was like, shoot, you know what? It's like an old antacid commercial. And I looked it up, and when you search my Lanta, like it literally in the search thing, it says my Lanta commercial 1993. I'm like, yep, 100%. Oh, my Lanta. Mall of America. Okay, see, if you're in America, yeah.
Now I should know that. I'll be in there this weekend. We'll be chilling out with the Mall of America. I'll send some pictures there. Hopefully there's a Dick's Sporting Goods, I'm sure.
Isn't Dick's more, I don't know, like usually, every time I've been to a Dick's in the U.S., it's been like more of like a strip mall kind of thing. I don't think I've been to one inside like a proper like mall. If you know what I
have in Boston, right downtown, there's a big mall in Boston there. That's where we had Shake Shack. I forget what that mall is called, but I think it's attached to maybe it is the Prudential Center. Prudential Center in Boston, is that right? Anyways, Monster Dick's Sporting Goods.
RBI, add an IPO price.
Oh, and there's also a big one in Buffalo. actually. I
Well,
think
that's
it's,
the one I'm thinking of, but that one's like I forget exactly where it is. It's been a while since I've been to Buffalo.
Rochester?
I haven't been to Buffalo in a while, to be honest with you. But it's like a gigantic one, but it's more like a strip mall with a bunch of other.
I think Buffalo has.
They probably have more. Well, okay, fine. It probably has more than one. The one
It's like
I'm
Sport
thinking
Check.
of.
It's like, oh yeah, you know, like, what about a Sport Check? Was it one at Yorkdale? The one at Sherway?
The gigantic one, you know, we have a buddy. If you go on a road, there's a certain friend we have from high school. If you're on a road trip with this guy and you cross the border, at some point, we'll be in a Dick's Sporting Goods. Straight up.
I was gonna say, you better have your ID ready.
Like, it's 100% Dick's Sporting Goods. And
Wow,
he's an
good out
interesting
for
character.
Intel there. Intel's
So
coming back.
RVI, it's at IPO price. Remember, this is that Robinhood Ventures thing, right? I don't understand that. In at IPO price.
Haha.
Congratulations. I forgot. We had looked this one up as to what it had. It was some OpenAI, a couple of other things. I don't know. If you're in one of these funds, ask yourself what's in it. How much do you like the things that are in it? Look at the valuations and go from there. Like if you really love everything that they're holding in the private market, and you're willing to pay a premium on them, then I don't know. You might like it that much. I don't like this or Destiny that much. So you get a return like that, that's fantastic.
Here's an example of what we talked about with VWAP. I found one, and not only that, we're doing it as preaching, practice as we preach. So here's Intel, right? I didn't have many shares left, so this one falling into VWAP again right now. So to me, this is an ad. So we'll try it. Obviously, it broke down right here the last time it did this, so we're well aware of that. And, you know, a retracement back up is what we're expecting. So I'm only going to put it because, again, if a VWAP fail is for real, you don't want to be involved in it because it's now underneath volume-weighted average price. So, okay, why didn't I not get out? I'm waiting at 90s. It did not print. It didn't print anything there at 90. That's hilarious. I was waiting at 90s. There we go. What? What am I doing? Where's my offer? 20, 120, oh, 94. Oh, my bad. Okay, so we just bought that dip right there. Here it is. We're at 94. Yeah, buddy. Money. Told you, man, we're reinventing ourselves right now. So there it is right there. We just bought 75s out 95s. So that was a retracement. Yep, 75s, 95s. I'm going to take another piece right here because why not? As you know, we can spend some money at the MOA. See what I did there? All right, so there it is. There's the dip into VWAP. There's the buy. There's the rip higher. And there's the yeehaw. And that's exactly what we just talked about. Clip this one, Ramin. This goes perfectly with what we just talked about. Waiting for the VWAP to come back into play. We got super chats about this. You guys all asked about it. And there it is right there, live and in living color. Also another great show. Shout out to the Wayans brothers. There it is, another 80s and 90s nostalgic moment for all of y'all over there. Joe's like, huh? What's up, Adara?
Joe knows them.
Let's take a look here at RDW, which is popping here. It looks like the CEO of the company, which is Redwire, is doing an interview on Spaces, like the X interview platform. Anyways, apparently the CEO said, quote, "We believe Redwire is going to play a heavy role in the Golden Dome project." So on pure speculation from the CEO that is pretty self-serving, RDW pushing to the upside again. Redwire CEO saying, hey, I think we're going to be involved in the Golden Dome project, and the stock likes that. Also, we have J.D. Vance, Vice President of the U.S., who is not in China. He's currently speaking about Iran from the White House, and he's saying they're focused on a diplomatic pathway for now. Also saying, quote, the inflation number last month was not great. Back to you.
Not great. Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Not great.
Of course it was not great. Ford has been great, but it's popped on my radar, not for this chart, because that one is way too intense, but for this one.
Get back up.
On the 15. So it's already, look at the size of the pullback. If it wicks this top or fails this top, I'm going to look for, because I think you've got a scalper version and then you've got like a deeper version. The scalper version would just be, heck, it's a $13 stock. If it shows you a 20-cent range at the top, at the high, then you're getting 1.5 points inside of the range. And if it falls even further, you get even more than that. So Ford's going to be on my radar. For anyone still watching TDIC, it's now 17 is the tap. So 15.11 is the current high, the last halt upside, and $17 is where it is indicating it is going to open up. So in the time that we got the super chat, I'm pretty sure that thing has gone another 40%, something like that. About 40%, I want to say. But I'm looking for, as long as Ford closes kind of head and shoulders-ish, like either or topping tail candle. I'm looking at these 3 minutes. So it's pushing back into the shoulder. It either turns here and it's a short in the 70s, or a topping tail's the high and it's a short in the high 1370 range. It's looking like it's going to give the former. Remember, there's no chance that I'm going to get in here and let it bust the high. That's a clean stop. If I'm short here, it's a clean stop at the high of the day on this stock. Remember, you're going against the grain. The NASDAQ is for the first time looking a little bit weak.
Just a quick update there. Yeah, so the NASDAQ's coming back in. We definitely identified that. So there's the outs, man, 121 and change. This is coded as a short sell because I had higher offers, but then we got out basically more at 80 or 90s there. This is a 78, and then we held, I think it was maybe 10% or so out there on the break lower. So made some money there. And like I said, when you break through VWAP, we don't want to be in for too long. So I gave it only 10 cents back there to downside, which is why when it ripped 30 and 40 cents, we got it out. So just a little bit of an update on that one. As you can see, the market is pulling back just a little bit. Out more, NVIDIA, we have such a small piece. I was going to wait for VWAP on this one. Let's give NVIDIA a little bit of room to breathe here. Hopefully that can come in with us. And then the futures, yeah, they're the ones that are starting to hit down. There's our 200 period moving average. You can reload that at the 200 period for sure. I just, the NASDAQ's been pretty hot. Here's the trend going to the downside. Maybe a reload opportunity. So if you guys are trading the Qs, there could be something there. That TDIC, did it open back up again? It must have.
No, it's still halted. It opened and halted up. Halted again.
Yeah, I know. But when was the last time? Okay, 14. Okay, so here we go. This is what I mean. So you're going to open up in now a minute right here. So hopefully this one will open up even higher. And again, congratulations to Dragos there. Thank you so much for the super chat. Definitely means a lot to all of us around here. And like I said, we're going to have to wait. We're still trying to wait for Sia to show up there and stay for the whole day so we can get those burgers. That's what was on everybody's mind. So we'll wait for that. But here goes TDIC. We are now, well, I can throw it back. It doesn't really matter. There's still a minute and a half.
Still says 17.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. $17.
That's the crazy
right now, man. From $4 is maybe where some of you are long, 4, 5, 6. Like I said, I'm not going to rat on Shreve. I don't know if he made a lot of money.
I forgot to check if it has splits on it. Because if it has splits,
our charts don't show this.
I didn't do the right thing. Because you always want to zoom out. Of course, our charts didn't have the split levels. So it does have some stuff up here. If you go way back, looks like there was a support level at 1585. I guess if it's going to open at 17, it's clearing that. Another support at about 17.8. So it's pulling into some key price levels from about 16 to 19, let's just call it. And that's the important thing. My bad. Because I'll just see the chart that looks like this, and it doesn't really reflect anything.
Did Brian show up yesterday?
Happened. No, we didn't get Brian.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he didn't message me. I was wondering if he was.
Usually the times that you've been gone, like he'll reach out on X. Because I have him on.
Yeah,
he'll reach out, but
I'm surprised because normally he does to me too. So I'm wondering if that's it. though. But volatility, guys.
Winning longs.
Yeah, too many wins. Volatility creates movement, of course, and if you are a sophisticated trader, movement creates opportunity. Beta Pro by Global X offers Canada's first and longest running suite of levered and inverse levered ETFs built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. Its triple levered bull and bear ETFs tied to the NASDAQ 100 index are all designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward momentum and market pullbacks. These strategies are currency hedged, and they are seeking to offset US dollar exposure back to the Canadian dollar. For those navigating short-term market moves, both up and down, Beta Pro offers a flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for your individual strategy, objectives, and risk profile. Trade tactically, learn more at betapro.ca and scan. There's a little QR code.
That's impossible.
Right there on your screen. It's halting again.
But it's what
TDI. Oh no, it's back down. TDIC just went to $18.
But then it went down.
That
was at 13.
You have to come to my screen, man. Level 2 is what's good over here, Andre. There it is, man. 15 and change. So look over here. This is what. Don't look over here. Look over here. 16.70. There. $17. 16.50. $17. 16.85. We're gonna have 85. We're gonna have 75. We're gonna have an 85. 17.25 right there, going higher and higher and higher. So who knows where this is going? The reason why I want to show this to you is you never know what's going to happen here with these stocks. Trade accordingly. And maybe instead of punching out, you never know what price you're going to get, just offer a price. You may get it.
Filled.
Danny boy.
That's insane.
Deal done, man. And if you're ever in Toronto, obviously we extend the same invitation to our viewers as well. So, yeah, Copley Square Mall in Boston, done. Next time we're there. We actually turned down, so Gia got invited to the Boston tournament again this year, but we're traveling to, traveling to Minnesota and Vermont this year. So we're going to do that.
I got a call with the...
and we're supposed to go to Baseball for All in Chicago.
I got a call with the select guy for the U11.
Yeah.
Because technically speaking, my daughter was too young to play on the team. And then we're playing with one of the guys I coach with. His daughter is a year older. And
so he wants another girl.
And they're good friends.
That's perfect.
So he's now trying to put in the word saying, hey, look, you got to let Erin play. She's friends with my daughter. Because what if they're at the same level, but so what if she's too young?
We started the all-girls program, High Park. It's been 6 years.
So we'll see. I'm supposed to talk to the guy tomorrow and talk him into it.
Fun times.
I secretly hoped.
Dallas?
Hopped into SNDK. We will see only an hour.
Ooh,
JKL Popper. Just first things first, I'm going to keep everything. I saw someone in the chat say that trading in the afternoon is trash. I just think it's different. I think everything in the afternoon, lately, what has been working really well for me in the afternoon is to, no matter what it is, just make sure it's probably going to be a tighter stop or it's specific entries. Like, I only like 3 things. I either want an obvious tight stop support and resistance, whether it's like a head and shoulders or like a VWAP, or I want a trend break, or like maybe like an imbalance trade. Everything else, not a fan of in the afternoon. Like your morning breakouts, forget about those. I'm not taking those in the afternoon either. But so if you're saying you're getting into SNDK, does that mean if you don't say direction, I assume long? I think we had this discussion yesterday. Like, should you have to say that you're doing?
Yeah. If someone's going to say they're shorting SNDK, then
no. If you say you're getting into something, the automatic default is you're going long.
Yeah.
So if you're putting that in the chat, it's just easier to think of things in that way. And I think I talk the same way. Like if you're getting in, it means you're going long. And if you're fading it, that means you're going short, or you just say you're going short. So you like the long at 1440. The thing about a stock like this, I can't say that I do, but then I've been wrong about the stock for a while. Like, there's plenty of things I've been more comfortable buying the dip on, right? Like, Caterpillar is gone, and I've been buying, or GEV. So, like, I'll believe some things, and I won't believe others, and it is what it is. As long as you have something going parabolic, you're good. In that vein, I can't say that I am, but look at what this has done. A couple of days worth of pullback, 960 to 860, 10%. Here it does a little bit of consolidation with a local high of about 1,100. The pullback is a little slow there, 1,000. So another like kind of 10% off the high. You get a new fresh high that just got made. What's wrong with my crosshairs? Why is it not moving?
You don't have the crosshairs selected?
Okay, I think my PC's. Anyways, that's about 1570. I think I'm just freezing up a little bit. I should restart my PC at some point.
Oh, there's a new version.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Downloading
but it's about a 10% pullback is all I was getting at. I did download the new version. It's fixing I think it's fixing that issue in the
It is. It's fixing the imbalance locator. It says it's supposed to fix the drawing issue on the chart, so that's why.
So 10% pullbacks have looked pretty good on the way upside on SNDK. I don't know if that's going to end up being right. Okay, that's really annoying me. I don't know if that's going to end up being right in this case, but you've been right doing that the whole way. You've just got to find something. I'm using the example of something that I bought. Yeah, that's slow. Which has been working out. Just finding the buy the dips. This is a perfect example. You can be going parabolic and you can ride the structure to the upside. But just like even in investing, like if I have a core position in something, I'm not trying to double it up at like 10x or 7x. Or like insanity levels. Like I started in this thing because I own GE and they did the split. And then I didn't want GE Healthcare, which I don't know, that's probably been a good decision that's turned out looking really, really good. So I dumped the GE Healthcare shares into GE Vernova, which really just meant, okay, fine, like whatever I had. And then I've been buying dips in this. But at some point, you don't, like for me, it's like I wouldn't want to double a position up on the next available dip. It's like, I'll take 10%. Just like tap it in, something along those lines. But yeah, these things are rocket ships. I don't think you can go wrong with an upward trend. I just do fear that if the rug gets pulled and you're all in at the highs, all that good work can be gone. The 50 SMA is at $900 on SNDK. 900. It's at 14.5. That's a hefty pullback, and it's kind of weak today. Why is that? Why is SanDisk? Yeah, Micron's near the high. That looks pretty strong to me. Why is SNDK weak today? Someone explain to me.
Well, I think it's just euphoria coming back in a little bit. I saw Micron was pretty strong. I mean, some of these names have just gone so parabolic, and we don't have any headlines today, really, right? I mean, sure, there's headlines, but nothing specific about upgrades or downgrades of SNDK. So I think that's all. It's all part of like a little bit of a house of cards, I think, at some point there.
The intro video on the shit things. Don't do what I say in that jokes intro video, which was obviously a joke. Buy the dip and don't quit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You don't want to do that.
I'll have to watch that video. I know it's at the beginning of every. So yeah, this TDIC, man. I mean, okay, now you're starting to get a little boring, right? It's up and down through 16, through 17. If you're still in this name, I mean, I would think at some point here, as we head into the hour of power, juice is going to come out of this, right? I mean, don't you think? Breaking through right here, 1250. I mean, do you really want to be part of that? So if you're in it now, up to you. You know, everybody does their own trading. But I would be very, very careful with watching out here, 1229, 1230 breaking. I would even go, I mean, I don't even worry about these wicks. It's just like, these are closing candles and everything like that. So that's 1260, 1250. Yeah, and that's the other part, is that if this thing halts down, probably not worth sitting around in, right? If it's going to be a halt down, because when it opens up, man, you may get a tap of something you might not like. It might be a Shooter McGavin type tap in down there. So watch out for $9 coming on that. But hey, man, to each their own. If you guys have ran this thing already, I mean, I wouldn't even be in. I'd be out. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's great, and take it all the way out. But yeah, watch out there for $13 to break, and that's what we're kind of doing right now. Yeah, Jay Lee is asking, should we take maybe? Well, I haven't paid for shorts. I mean, I guess we'd have to do that. I don't think this is a horrible idea.
Oh, they're going to be expensive.
Take a little bit of a baby short there on TDIC. Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean,
if they're free, you should have paid for it.
And then just use 15 as you're out. I've seen worse trades, so I think that would be something that you'd be.
Jay Lee, do you have locates on it? Out of curiosity.
Thinking about doing, I think, if what's up, Jay Lee?
I'm willing to bet they're not free.
Well, here, I can try 100 shares. Let's try. Let's put it out.
I can't. It just rejects.
$15. Yeah. So I put it out at $15. I want to put it out in that.
That's exactly the same test price I use.
Oh yeah, really? Because I thought maybe it might rip. I just used 15 because that was the top there. But yeah, so see, you could just put it out $15, and then you can't see our blotter, but it just instantly rejects and says no shares available.
It's 13. It's $13 for 100 shares. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, why not?
Because if you think about the way that you should, I don't know. This is the way I would think about it. Like look at the moves on the stock, 18 to 13. That's $5. So you're paying 13 cents implicitly on any position you take, just because you've located the shares. Now you can trade those shares over and over and over again. So where it wouldn't make sense, if it was a $1 stock that was doing all this craziness between $1 and $2, you probably wouldn't want to pay 13 cents, because now all of a sudden if it moves 20%, it goes from 1 to 120, well, you only made 7 pennies as opposed to 20. In this particular case, if it goes $3, you made $2.87. That's still pretty good if you're inclined. That stock is absolutely flying, going nuts. Probably the best one. And someone that just asked, Cerebras, I know we were talking about Cerebras earlier. It's tomorrow. Yeah. The IPO's tomorrow. That's the big one. Yeah, the one today was good. Should have probably tried to hit it. I just didn't. I said one of the rules is what space is it in. I don't know anything about geothermal. I know AI. I know the AI space. What's crazy is maybe these guys are powering data centers with geothermal, and we should have just gone long. I didn't even look that up for FVRO. But anyways, the NASDAQ is adjacent, trying to make some fresh highs. Still looking for something. I don't want to go short silver, but it's trend down under VWAP. And my PC is like something. Yeah, there's like I think I know what it is. Like it was all those instances open up that Gemini, because now Chrome is
Oh,
crushing.
yeah, Chrome.
And that's why everything's running. So it's not P Pro 8. I have to probably restart.
I want to.
Actually, Silver's going to break VWAP. I don't think this is a short.
Okay, so there's the VWAP right there that we're looking at. I just want to show you, like, you know, Intel already did this the first time it broke VWAP, and then it's kind of just doing it again right here, right now. So 120.50 in question now for Intel. I think if we break 120.50, this is going to actually be a short because it's not really bouncing off VWAP. It's not getting back to the 200 period moving average. I might be looking for a short on Intel in and around this price. Miss A, what you got?
What I have here is another move in RDW, as it sounds like the CEO of Redwire continues to talk up the company during the Spaces interview, telling people to keep an eye out for an announcement related to orbital data center involvement. So at this point, the RDW CEO has both teased a potential Golden Dome collaboration and talked about orbital data centers. Again, this is purely talk from the CEO. If there's any evidence or news to back this up, I'll let you know. But either way, investors do continue to push this name just a little bit higher on these types of comments from CEO of RDW. Back to you.
Redwire.
Jay Lee mentioned he uses Quest Trade, great for trading, but not great for small cap Boros. Sometimes you can get on the horn, and like Sharif was, and I think Joe uses IBKR as well. You can actually, like, rate on the app, I think, like, go in there and start requesting for pays if it's available. So maybe there's something there if you talked to somebody at Quest Trades customer
I have a question
service.
for the chat. Does anyone trade with a broker that has the ability to sell your locates? Like, imagine, you don't get it. Like, if you buy locates on a, like, you're looking at XXY stock or whatever it is at 7 a.m., you pay for the ability to short it. You know, it's 10 o'clock, you've only been going long, and it's fantastic. Like, I don't want to fight this stupid thing. And the price of locates has gone up. Can you sell them to somebody else? I think that would be interesting, because if you think about it as a way to maybe just make it a little bit of extra money, if you're already trading it, and you wanted the ability to do it, it's only going higher. As it goes higher, the price locates always goes up on those parabolic movers. So if you were trading FDIC, or sorry, TDIC, FDIC, yeah, FD, yeah, Federal Deposit Insurance.
Yes.
Yes, that's why you keep your money in a rubber band. Don't you know FDIC?
That's what I do.
No, so what I was trying to say is, like, imagine you were trading this in the morning. It's like, ho-hum, you want the ability to short, so you maybe paid your broker to short this thing, and it goes from 1 cent a share to, like, imagine it goes like $1 a share, and then you've got like 1,000. You just want to sell them because you only think it's a long. That would be cool. Can you do that? Corey says that stock. It's not the same as stock lending. I'm not really describing stock lending. I was trying to describe, like, trading your pay for your locates.
Yeah.
That makes any sense. Like, you don't, yeah, I get it. Lending shares, if you own TDIC, of course you can lend them out and get paid to do so. I mean, if you don't own shares of TDIC, you pay your broker for the right to short it, you decide, okay, well, I've done so, but I want to see, the demand is high, I want to be able to sell that now to somebody else, instead of it going back to the lender, and then the lender can do it again. Anyway, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good explanation there. I think that'd be kind of cool if you're able to do that, of course. But I don't know if there's enough money in it for individual traders. But if you did enough shares, yeah, I could see that for sure.
Because then you could just
1,000 of them.
Well, if you're a small cap trader and you trade 5 or 6 of these every single day in the morning, it would make sense to then pay for locates on 1 or 2 if you could sell that at a profit, in addition to making money on it going up.
Ethan, we're not going to advertise other sort of trading platforms, but I'll say it. I mean, you're saying Trade Zero has something similar to that. So guys, go over there and have a look at Trade Zero. And if they want me to really talk about it, contact our marketing team. Yeah, so.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. But there's the TQs. I want to say thank you to somebody in the chat there that goes, we had a great call there on, look, I took Intel. We made money on Intel. Intel was great. Trade. So was this, man. And this is the 200 period moving average. So that looked like, excuse me, I just chugged a whole bunch of water there. That looks like that's going to hold. So I took another out there on the futures. I always call this the futures. This is the TQ, of course, a triple levered product. But yeah, there it is. Now trying to get back up to the highs. So let's see if it gets up there. I'm just going to put an offer up there, 77.90s. We'll see if we get that up into there, the high of the day. We'll see if we're able to grab that one. NVIDIA kind of sleeping. We were going to use the VWAP as our very, very last out. Just one sort of lot left for that. We'll see if that winds up coming up right there. Hi, Juan. How's it going? I see we got the new software out today. Yeah, buddy. All right. So if you are part of Real Trading, download the new piece of software.
Already
some nice
done.
fixes going on there. I've already got it downloaded too. I'm not trading on it. I'm trading on the latest pre-version out of this one, but
well, I'm like a version behind.
yeah, you're way.
I'm 2 versions.
You don't even have the right login screen, my guy. All of that is
the
changed.
new login screen is.
Yeah, all of it has changed.
Someone asked about ARM levels. 223.
Yeah.
That's a flat top break on ARM. I don't have a button for it. I have flat bottom break. I don't have flat top break for ARM. And this is an earnings gap level here. Like it's held the low. So remember we were talking about that 200. So it's reported, pulled back, held the 200 level, and is now just coming back into. See how this is? Remember the problems I was having before? I literally just closed Gemini, which I was using before in a browser. That's all I did, and all of a sudden, everything is working so much better. Come on, Gemini. So this is 223-ish, right? On earnings day, you've got some morning support. Prior to the next day resistance. It's also resistance here today. This looks like a pretty classic breakout trade tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be able to break it today. The market's gone a little bit. The market's at the highs, but it's really slowed down volume-wise. So I'm not really sure ARM is going to do this now, but I like this break for tomorrow on ARM. This is also the reason there's no perfect entries when you're buying the dip. Like, I don't know, like the actual low was $194 from this high.
So I just
guessed, to me, I was just like 200 first, so I picked 200. Where is it now?
Not to interrupt, well, yes to interrupt actually. TDIC is now $19. So some people talking, and I just double check.
Shorts.
This is why you want to come into the midday show. We got Joe here, obviously Sharif's gone, and you guys were like, credit to Sharif. I just looked, he made one trade in and out for flat, okay? But the idea behind looking at these stocks is exactly that reason. If Sharif was here, he'd tell you that, right? There's so many of these trades where you can get in and out. Maybe you get stopped out immediately, but sticking with them and finding them, that's the thing. Like, you know, that's why you want to make sure that you're there on the midday, you're here with us in the morning. We try to look at the halt levels, we try to figure it all out, and then we hope that you guys are able to, you know, take some of the lessons that Luis gives you, Sharif gives you, Joe, myself, Neil, all that, and you're able to turn, you know, whatever trade into something. I have no idea where he went. I was just double checking to see if he had like 50 trades on it or something. The P&L doesn't really matter. It's just in and out quickly. It looked like he had done there. So I think he made a little bit of money, but not like this whole halting situation. It's about drawing the attention to the name. Like obviously it was starting to halt right there at right when the midday left us. 145, then halting again there, and then boom to the upside. So that's probably why I didn't trade it. Just started happening right there near the end of the day. And you know, we always talk about scanning barcodes. Well, that looks like a great little level. You know, we all talk about it being above VWAP and everything like that. And I think this fits Sharif's profile, above VWAP, above $1, so on and so forth. So we give mad props to the professor there on the midday.
I'm just saying, because if you look at it from about 140, like these moves in here, that's 30 cents. Like it's 390 to like 430. Like it's a 10% move on a $4 stock, but it didn't go insane until the afternoon. Like it was moving, but if you were looking at some of these consolidations, they're like in the 10% range. I'm also going to confirm this. I'm not sure why this is true. That's the second time that I've seen the Halt band limit down twice as far as I expect it to be. It just did it again. Like it was at $19.
Are you saying the math isn't right?
No, it was at 19 bucks. I watched it at 19. I saw the band. It was at 14.20. $5 from 19 bucks is where the limit down Halt was. Look at this Halt up. 1260 to 5. Okay, so that's 20-something%. That was more in the 30 to 35% range down. That doesn't actually add up to me. So it looks like it's not, something about this, it's not halting down when you think it should, which is good for the longs. Like it's not, that's twice now that it is not halted down on this thing. So anyways, back over to, I talked myself out of an SLV short there, and I'm starting to think it
Why don't you talk through it?
Yeah, so basically, here, the reason why is I looked at it this way. Oh, I didn't have my drawing. I took my drawing tool off when I was having those issues. I looked at it this way. From this dump into VWAP, it was breaking the trend. So I was like, yeah, I don't want it. But if I look at it only as a VWAP trade, like you come in to the volume weighted average price, right? Like you turn from long to short at some point. Like here, it broke an all-day trend line, so you can think of it as a short from there if you want to. And then it goes into VWAP, attempts to break out, fails to break out, and then pushes lower. And now it's consolidating under VWAP. So suddenly, there's now a level up here at 79.64 or 65 or wherever you like it that you can short into, where you're not just using the line of the volume weighted average price. Going into it, it didn't look so good, but now coming out of it, it looks a little bit better. So I talked myself out, just sitting on the level on the way up, but now I like it a little bit better on the way to the downside. And by the way, I still think silver is in an uptrend. On a daily chart,
I don't mind buying it.
and every single other time frame, I think this is an upward trend. All that being said, for right now, I like it short here to there to get to there, right? Like it's about 50. I'm sitting at 50 to risk to 65, which is 15 pennies, and then try to play it down into 79. Like take some out here in the quarters, which would still actually be about 20 cents, and then down here at 79. Like to play that range to risk that much underneath the volume weighted average price. That's where I'm at for SLV. Still pretty bullish on it overall. I want to move to the mid 40s. Here, because that's where I can catch a fill. That way, instead of waiting exactly at 50, get 56s. If it goes to 53, then add there, and it's still the same price at 50. So SLV, love the instrument, love the trend. There's nothing about it that looks like it's done. Maybe tomorrow you're breaking out above 80, and it can actually push into that 85. If it gets to 85, I think you got to be a little bit concerned. And of course, the U.S. dollar can have a lot to say about that move. Right quick. Coming tomorrow, there could be some crazy move in the Dixie, and I completely flip what I think about SLV. Hasn't happened yet. It's been able to brush off a lot of what's been going on with inflation and the Dixie for now.
Oh, NFL Thanksgiving. Okay, so the Packers are part of the very first ever, and the NFL is getting crazy right now. I mean, this is how much streaming is all part of it. I don't know if it's on Netflix. This just came from the Score app. It's Rams Packers the night before Thanksgiving. This is the Thanksgiving Eve game, Wednesday night game.
Because the NFL doesn't own enough.
Let me see there it is.
$22.
Netflix. So there you go. We talked about why we like a little bit of Netflix. So they're going to get all the love. Like, what else are you going to watch on Wednesday night?
Well, you don't have to go to work.
Law and Order?
You can stay up late.
Where's Adara? Oh, she didn't hear that one.
Packers Rams. That's a good game. That's a good game, man. I'm glad I have Kraft. Because I don't have
Not
anybody.
Laura Croft, yeah.
I want the Bills to play on Thanksgiving.
Come on, man. Not enough.
Don't hate.
TV. No. It's not about the team. It's
about
the revenue.
It's always
plus
Pittsburgh, Dallas, Detroit.
But also I think for Netflix.
Oh,
they get LA and then they get Green Bay.
LA,
it's
Green
like
Bay.
It's two big names.
They're gonna want
just for viewership, right? So there it is, man. I mean, that's the thing about Netflix again. Just real quickly here. Well, it doesn't have to be quick, but if this breaks, I'm out. So right now, NVIDIA. I don't need it to go to VWAP. If it goes to VWAP, like what would be the point of that? Losing basically 40 more cents or even more than that. I'm gonna stop out at 25. If it breaks it, that low is 30. We just tested it. We didn't get stopped out there, but I'm here to tell you that's what I'm doing, sitting there, because if it breaks there, I could see it coming back in, and maybe I'd like to reload instead of punching out of that position on a break. We talked about, maybe not punching out on VWAPs instead of potentially reloading it in and around that area. So definitely something to look out for there on a potential breakthrough on NVIDIA. So I'm going to be doing that. And then one last position, because this hasn't worked out for me holding. You guys notice, we'll punch out there, or 61s or 60s there on the TQs. I haven't had much luck looking at this trade heading into the close. So sometimes if you get those imbalanced trades, and here I have to move the stream deck so I can show you what this looks like here today. We could I'm going to check that FRVO. Oops. But right now, all of these imbalances, and right now it's just on NYSE, all of these will come out. There's FRVO. So it actually looked like there was 1 million shares left over there off the open. So that's probably why we got a little bit of a bump higher there. But this will load up at 350. And when that loads up, that could definitely have an impact.
I'm going to keep that up. The next, Cerebras tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep the look. I'm just looking for every single possible thing I can think about to test out before we get the IPO.
This is the way.
Because I had this conversation with somebody when it came to trading. Like, traders in the floor use stuff at the closing imbalances, and they'd always wait till like the quarterly rebalances to go ham. And then so all these big trades are waiting for the quarterly rebalances. I'm like, well, all the things that you're going to do, there's like imbalance, like every single day there is a market close. Every single day there are things on the locator. I'm like, just try some stuff out. When to get in, the reaction to when it flips at 55, how it looks at right at 359. All of these things you could be practicing for the big one. So I consider SpaceX to be the big one. So every day I want something new to look at. So that's what's going to be. Tomorrow, I'm going to leave up my imbalance locator, like this thing here, and I'm going to have it so even after it opens, if I see like a leftover, does it mean anything? Today, it seems like it was good for Fervo. If that's confirmed for Cerebras, then maybe that's the kind of thing that makes me punch more shares long if I see it on, and I keep wanting to say OpenAI, but I mean SpaceX. OpenAI too, it's just SpaceX is happening. We don't know when OpenAI is happening.
I'm going to give everybody a tidbit of information that I don't know if you've heard it before or not. All the money that's made, generally speaking, at pretty much, I've only worked at one prop firm, so I can only tell you this, is all made on something niche. It's not punching into Intel, punching into NVIDIA, things like that. It's figuring out something and, mastering it and going for it. It's not all, like, oh, this stock is upgraded, therefore go long. Like, it's about what Neil was talking about there. You want to make sure that you do figure out, where the money's being made, where there's opportunities, where's there liquidity, so that you can get in there and push size and actually push the opportunity. That's why I told you guys, these IPOs, that's been, for me, literally paid for the whole year, a couple of IPOs. So I'm not afraid to tell you that. Here it is, money coming in right now. And hopefully I'm here for SpaceX. I have a feeling it's going to be that day where I'm in Vermont. So that'll be sucky for me there. But okay, yesterday's trading. Amex, NASDAQ, 17,000 somebody made there on the Amex and the NASDAQ here. And again, it could be the NASDAQ closes. It could be the Amex closes. It could be oil futures. Oil futures are on NYMEX, but something similar to that on the Amex, a triple levered ETF that you're really hitting on some sort of a news. And look at this. You want to talk about like a gimmick trade? Look at Blue Ocean right there. Someone made 11 grand. So again, that's looking for something, looking for liquidity, maybe taking out a level, key levels being hit where there's not that many traders hanging around. Good level there for Blue Ocean. Would love to see Blue Ocean on here more often. Amex, NASDAQ, New York, Amex. And look, I'm talking like that, but I didn't know Blue Ocean was on there again. There it is. We didn't even have major earnings or anything, right? That could have maybe created this, but there must have been a trade there, and a couple of traders looking at Blue Ocean hit it. So that's what I'm talking about. Has nothing to do with like, oh, I'm going short SanDisk here or there. Those are great ways to make a lot of money. There's no doubt about that. But generally speaking, a lot of these ridiculous numbers are made. Like I bet you this is one break of huge size that went somewhere.
What was the biggest thing overnight?
What was moving overnight?
Nobody reported, so
that's what I was saying. Like it could have been Tesla on a move overnight.
The guy that I know trades Blue Ocean. I asked him, and he's like, he didn't trade it yesterday. So, and I only say that because when I see a list with Blue Ocean, sometimes it's him, and usually it's Tesla had a report, or NVIDIA had a report, or there was news in one of the big caps that made it an overnight play. I can't think of what would have been big last night on Blue Ocean. I want to call up the charts and think about it, but it doesn't really matter. Dog in this fight. Sean, have you gotten FSD yet? Have you?
No.
No? Still no? I thought you were going to try it out.
I am going to. But
you did say you were going to try it.
I was kind of waiting for like that next little thing to, like next kind of trip or something, but I know it's only $100 a month. I don't know why I'm not doing it. I just love driving the car. I don't even know if I want to. I drive 11 kilometers to and from work. It's like, it's not even a thing, but...
That's a good point. It's not, you wouldn't use it on that trip.
Plus, I'd get frustrated. I'm like one of those guys where it's like, if someone's in my way, like, I'm not, like, FSD, like, it needs that, like, kind of like FU mode. Like, if it could have that, then now, I find myself, I'd be disengaging that thing a lot. That's why I was waiting for it.
That's not bad. You go in and out. That's part of the thing, isn't it?
I don't know if FSD does that. No, but I'm saying like if I'm rolling up to someone and it's 40 kilometers, I'm probably trying to go 50 or something. So I don't know what FSD will do. But that's to your point. I think we should definitely be trying that out. Yeah. We have a trip to Ottawa later on this summer, and I'll probably get it soon. So.
I want to take the train. I want to do that.
Yeah, we have a baseball tournament there. So
I want to go to Ottawa.
well, it's in Canada actually. So.
Canada.
It does have Mad Max mode. I just have a Model 3 though. I don't know if but how do you? Okay, so you can actually put in that mode, or is that like a hack that I have to do into the system there? But yeah, Canada, Ontario, where the Ottawa Senators play, just outside of Ottawa proper.
Boo Senators.
Yeah, boo Senators. And yay Canadians, although they lost yesterday. We'll see if the Montreal Canadiens can keep that hope alive that a Canadian team may once again at some point in the next 50 years win a Stanley Cup. I mean, the Canadian team hasn't won a Stanley Cup in 30-something years. Bruh. Anyways, a lot of that has to do, you don't have to get me started, but the taxes and everything like that. Like Florida basically has represented the Eastern Conference the last 6 years.
Well, where would you want to play?
So, yeah, so that just goes with it there.
Like, I'll be, like, if I was a professional athlete and you could play in Florida, why would you not want to play in Florida?
But then you have to live there.
It's not that, like, first of all, like you're already likely playing somewhere where it is what it is, and you got a home somewhere else, and it's for like how long is your career going to be as well? Like I think a lot of people are willing to, I think it's the Canada thing. There's just a bunch of layers around it. So you're in a different country, then you got the tax issue, then the travel back and forth.
Yeah, there's too much pressure. There's the media.
There's a lot there, and for the record, the government doesn't like. There's no special allowances. Like we're the only MLB team. Like, trust me, the Canadian government doesn't do anything to help the specific case of the Toronto Blue Jays, which could maybe make them help.
But they don't need to. We're always top 3 in the payroll. It's like we don't even care.
Yeah, but we also always miss out on $28. We always miss out on that big guy. We're always the team that
we just miss out on the guys at the Dodgers.
We are used as the other team in the bidding. By the way, $29. Check that. $30 is the actual high now on TDIC. And again, it pulls back into 24. I just watched it dump into 24, bounce like it was absolutely nothing. This stock is Captain Insano. See, if you, I don't even know where you would have tried to short this.
Only up 1,000%.
Yeah, like it hasn't even 1,000% up. It hasn't even shown any inclination that it wants to slow down. I think I still have that monthly chart up. Right, like it pushed through these prior levels. Okay, 30. These are where the wick highs are. If you pull it out, pull out the monthly chart, 28 to 30, 28 and above. It's all topping tail wicks on a monthly chart. So if I go to a weekly, you might be able to see this better, I guess. Thank you, eSignal. Yeah, if you go to a weekly, 34 looks like a pretty significant top on the weekly, like in here. Unbelievable, this thing. Absolutely unbelievable. I guarantee you we're just talking about the locates, that's probably doubled. Locates have probably doubled. All right, it's 337. Ooh. Silver pushed to the 1-to-1, but when I say push, they like very slowly move down to the 1-to-1 from my stop. But the closer we get, the tighter I'm gonna put this. So if it breaks VWAP, I'll just tighten the stop up here. It's just a little bit late. Like it didn't do this. Right? Like it doesn't do like that big flush off of VWAP like it did before. Like it goes up, loses VWAP, and does a slow move down instead of that instant 3-minute bar, and you just kind of get the move that you're looking for. Okay, so early look imbalances, TPH to buyout closing, Lumen, 2 million to the buy side early. What is GMRS? EMRS. What is that?
Buyout?
No, I think, oh, wait a minute. Oh, shoot, that's the other IPO. Whatever, that's the other IPO.
Oh, was there one? Okay.
Right.
Oh, NVIDIA just came out.
Well, that was bad. See, that one was bad.
Yeah, I mean.
You would have lost money. If you take the opening print on this, you're probably losing money. Why didn't it move? Look how tight the range is. That's weird. Huh,
Isn't it funny how May is just like the same as April again? Like we were talking about how April was going ham and and how it was like basically a record month for the NASDAQ, and then now we look over and it's kind of like rinsing and repeating. Yeah. Right now the NASDAQ's up another 1.25%, and someone in the chat just said, funny, Trump said buy stocks, and then everybody goes off to Beijing. Like, what do you think they're gonna come up with there in Beijing? Like maybe
buy more stocks.
Hey, maybe we should buy some more stocks. Like this is so. It's just. To me, it's just crazy to look at this. Like, this is April, and we were like, oh, my God, this can't happen again, can it? Like, there's no way it can happen again.
Well,
and then this is May 1st, right here. Like, it was 667. Oh, God. And then now it's all the way to 715 right there. We have 2 red days in the month. It's like, Now, that might not be right. Maybe we have more red days than that, but that's insane. Captain Insano mode right there for the NASDAQ. And yeah, man, would not surprise me if the party just keeps on going. And, you know, today, like, was it any surprise to anybody that NVIDIA today hits all-time highs, you know, is up 2.5% when the man, the myth, the legend himself hops on that exact same plane as Donald Trump and, you know, sidelined by, what a surprise. Elon Musk also there as well. And who did Jensen say had the best stack? Oh, yeah, Tesla. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff, you know, that whether or not they're on the same plane or whatever the hell they're doing, they're all holding hands during all of this. So we got to, you know, make sure that we definitely represent there. There it is. Who's visiting China with Trump? That picture we had today was with Elon.
Only one person has, like Elon just looks different.
CEO of Micron, okay. Those look like official photos.
It's really hard to find an official photo of Elon. Larry Culp of GE, he's making a weird face in every photo. Sorry, Larry. Like, some of these photos I wish were better. And there's one guy who, like, there is, like, no good photo of him. Let me see if I can remember who it was.
That guy Steve Schwartzman over there?
Yeah, Schwartzman was rough. A lot of these were kind of rough. I'm not going to lie, trying to find, like, an okay photo of these people. Like, Jane Fraser looked great in all her pics. Jensen is Jensening in all his picks. Kelly Wartburg don't need me to go about Kelly again. But yeah, I mean, some of these, like, Cristiano Amon was another one where I was like, why do you not look normal? Like, this is the one photo where he was, like, smiling into the camera. A lot of them, he's, like, looking off dramatically, and I'm like, that's not helpful to me. But yeah, you can find this on XTTV Research.
Yeah, go find that.
I didn't think it was a big deal.
You have dancing Trump there in the bottom.
I didn't think it was a big deal about Zuckerberg not being there. It's weird. Like, when you look at it visually, it seems more jarring when you look at it on a graphic.
I didn't see anybody from Google there, were they?
No one from Google's there, but actually, Dina Powell-McCord, I think you have to think about it less like, Zuckerberg didn't go, and more Dina Powell did, because she's tight with Trump. She was part of the first administration.
Oh, there she is right there.
This is 100% why Meta, like,
president
for Meta, in my opinion. I don't think it has anything to do with anyone snubbing Zuckerberg or Zuckerberg isn't going to fit in. No, I think it has to do with the fact that he is tight with Dina. He likes Dina. Every time there's a White House event with tech, he'll invite Dina over Zuckerberg, and I've noticed this. Since she officially joined Meta earlier this year, there's been a couple times where it's been CEOs of every company and then Dina. So I think this totally makes sense, and it's in character.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I think that's a great explanation. And so Meta shouldn't get any flack over that at all. If they are, which they're not, because they're up 2%, right? Like, does it matter? Oh my goodness, I can't. Why am I still looking at TDIC? It's at 22. That's coming down, by the way. Meta has a chance to break the 50 tomorrow. The 50-period SMA, look at the hold at $600. It probably looks gorgeous on a 15-minute. It looks decent on a 15-minute. It could look better, but breakout of the 50 tomorrow, 50-period SMA on Meta, which could also be its earnings resistance. So ARM is pulling into, drop-down earning resistance breakout levels. Meta's doing something very similar. I said TDIC was coming down, so here's that visually. Yeah. Like, it just went 28. It's now at $21. It's very orderly to the downside. I know we had said there is some risk that you could get halted to the downside when it eventually came back, but it's not. It's relatively orderly selling on the way down. I'm surprised. The way that this went up, I figured when it turned, you would get halt down the first time, just like that. And there's just enough buying on the way back in that that's not really happening. So congrats to anybody that's in this one. I know, we had some traders that said they were in it. What I'm curious about, and feel free, I hate when, this is what it is. Like, the first volume's like right at 9:30, fair enough. But right in here, like, as we were coming off air and going to the midday, guys, it does the biggest volume spike of the day right there. And then that dip. I feel like that's your most reasonable get into it early. Puts in the most volume, not at 9:30, but at 10:45 to 11 o'clock. That's when it gives the most amount of volume, and then it consolidates after that. And then the break of that level, of course, is your big breakout trade. Probably something to that. A lot of times your volume should be, in most stocks, like, I'll pull up Apple, and you know what it's going to look like. Apple, like every other stock, all the volume at the open, and then we're going to get another crazy one at the close, and it always looks like this. But with small cappers, sometimes the best ones, you'll have that random, oh shoot, it's doing more volume than it did at the open at like 11 o'clock or 12:30 or 1:30. And you want to make sure you have that scanner or alert, volume alerts, volume spike scanner, like average 5-minute volume scanner. I'm just making up that it could be 15 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 3, and maybe you catch one of those. I didn't see it. It wouldn't be, it's nothing I'm really looking at, and congratulations to everyone that has it. Still hasn't halted down. It refuses to.
Yeah, this one, Work Medical. This has been halting all day, but it's halted now. 166 million shares. It was at 280. This could be the next one because it's gonna halt up right now to 308. So there's not going to be enough time left for this to really do anything. It halted at 1541, so it just halted right now. This is walk, so this should open up again in 7 minutes. So watch out for WOK if you are in the halt game right now. But if you are, you're probably already watching TDIC. So, okay. 10,000 euro. The Pentagon's looking to get more cruise missiles.
Yeah, cruise missiles. 10,000.
I don't know if that's a high number. I don't know anything about that one. We could check out quickly on USO. I mean, we could always check back on this. We haven't looked at oil yet, really, today, for me anyways. We looked at USO earlier on, but okay, yeah, so nice downside play. We're actually even saying today that it's probably more of a technical stock right now until we really get some kind of a news piece about more significant other than just we win or we have no, you know.
Oh, sorry, the low-cost cruise missile headline just popped up for me. This is from like 10 a.m. today. Leidos actually moved on it earlier. I just want to clarify that.
Okay, yeah, that makes more, that makes more sense because Raytheon was like chilling out at the lows and then, I mean, I guess everything caught a bid. It's like, yeah, you could make an argument that even at 10 o'clock, I know it broke out, but the market was bouncing anyways. I don't know that Raytheon did anything special because the market was already going. It kind of just followed suit. How's it doing this? Yeah, this is not really behaving how you might suspect during wartime. Raytheon, it's been a healthy stock. I get it. Not everyone thinks that defense stocks are good to invest in for ethical reasons. But you know what? It's still been a fantastic performing name and has a chance to reclaim the 200 period moving average. I don't know the context. 10,000, you have to run some math as to what that means monetarily for them, which I don't know off the top of my head. So I couldn't tell you how significant that's going to be to their revenue for the year, or how, like, what the time frame is, right? Like, is this over how many years, or who knows? There's a lot you'd have to look into, but it's Raytheon that you want to pay attention to for that headline for sure. Easy peasy, 0.2%. Thank you for the $2. Need a going ham spinner.
Oh, going ham, like I went ham.
For Neil with cheese.
I went hard on that.
Hard isn't.
I mean, we went.
The only new thing that I have, well, I got a couple. This was the only new thing that I've been able to get added to my list. Now the midday, they got a lot of new stuff.
The midday, there's.
They got intros.
We used to have a board on there that I used to write on, but then that's.
I have another
futile.
one. I have this one is new.
Emotional damage.
That's it. I've got that, and I've got the train horn of the requests that I've made.
There's a lot going on here right now, that's for sure. So we have to mind.
We got other things.
We got to mind Fabian's time right now, of course.
Exactly.
You know, you got to. We have bigger and better things to do than this. But yeah, no, we went. Like I said, we were down today, and we went pretty hard on the Qs, on NVIDIA. There today as well at some of these lows. So, you know, those were really good levels right there. Joe, you're going to get your turn in just a matter of 13 minutes. I'm out of here. And Joe and Neil will be with you guys the next 3 days.
Shaving.
So that should be really exciting. The shave crew. You're going to shave to match Joe or what? No, you're not going
Erin my daughter has laid down the law. I look at her.
She likes the grays, eh?
I'm like, really? Because even with the gray and even with like the balding, she's like, I'd like you with hair, Daddy. Okay, fair enough. Then that's how it's going to be.
Well, Joe doesn't have any kids, so
yeah.
He doesn't have to
Freedom.
You got the TQ short. Let me see where is that? Okay. Hey, Joe, man, I've called you Mini Me many times, my guy. So there it is, man. Congratulations on that one. The TQs is well, actually, NVIDIA is my #1 stock, then the TQs, and then we still are down on Intel, so we wait for that on an update today, which is nice to finally see. right there. The market's up 1.25%. That's still going. We do have momentarily the imbalances will be flying through. So we're going to get ready for those. Check on FRVO quickly, see what's going on with that one. 36.50. It came out at 36. Look at this. That's a good. See, this is the thing about IPO trading. It's many ways to trade this, and comes right back in, like, and holds 36 again. That's a pretty easy trade, right? There's probably some huge size sitting there. We'll have to. It's too many levels now, but as it zooms down, we'll be able to check out those levels for you. As now we have 30 seconds. These will all open up. All right. So Joe's short the TQs. We're still in this one as well. Let's wait to see what happens. 77.50. I'm going to put that stop in right now. 77.49 with moments to go. If that hits, we gone like Donkey Kong, and we will be out of that one in just 15 seconds. This will all update, and then you'll see everything starting to sort of go, as Easy Peasy puts it, ham very, very soon. So, yeah, what's up, Ozan? The market's going to be flying with or without me. Trust on that one right there. There it is. So the market's out right now, and we will get... I'll move this up. Almost stopped out right there. Wow, APLS. What's up with that? That's a big sell. APLS right here on the NASDAQ. That's a buyout deal. Okay, so that makes sense there. NVIDIA coming with a sell as well. So there's a push down on NVIDIA. We talked about how hard that can be to trade these imbalances, and there it goes. And it's not hard if you got the algo and you hit it quick, but if you're in a position, it's tough because all of a sudden it's moving one way or the other. Yes, we should put this up every single day, Adara. Yeah, that's way, way better than messaging me because I won't see it.
Yes.
So there it is, man. 1.8 billion to sell. NASDAQ the same, and the Dow right there, 180. So it looks like this is very heavily weighted to NASDAQ names. Ford had themselves a day, and it's a sell a little bit off that 14. And this is the thing about Ford. We talked about this $14 level a couple of times, and that's why I sort of just kid to Neil that we were just kind of right back to where we were. And we were already at $13 back in April, I guess late April. So that's nice to see Ford there on a little bit of a look. It's not a change of business model. It's nothing like that. It's just getting into the energy storage business. I don't know how long that will take them or what's going on there. I have to read more about it because I was not aware that this would be such a monster move there for Ford. So unfortunately now, because I've clicked on it, this is part of the new system. There was a bug, so now it just goes .NY. It doesn't show me the percentage, but Ford up today about 13%.
Yeah, and that's now fixed.
Well, yeah, I guess I got to get the... I'm going to, before I leave today, I'm going to upload it so Joe has the new version over here.
The new version. I just downloaded it myself. I'm going to jump out. I didn't see a buy and balance.
Rob's been running around here today,
but it just,
boy.
Rob with VWAP, it just didn't go very far. So we'll jump in, we'll jump out. I'll remain bullish on this in the general sense, even though in the afternoon took a small scalp out of it to the south side. As we said, most of those big imbalances are those deals. I think ALHC, what do I have that as? That's being added to the S&P 600, ALHC, a 6 million buy. So whatever it is that they do, somebody's coming. Probably one of the deals that's closing is like these guys are replacing them in the S&P 600. But that's actually going the other way. So 6 million buy and it's going down. It's not always that simple. Sometimes you don't actually get it going the way that you want to. None of the big names outside of that NVIDIA sell, which is helping the market to pull back a little bit here. But tomorrow is going to be Cerebras Day.
Yep.
Or is it? Yeah, Cerebras Systems. An AI play, an upweighted, let me refresh it, see if they've moved it again. Because this has been moving all week long. It was 115 to 120, and then they popped it to 120 to 125. Now the range is 150 to 160. You could see we could come in tomorrow and it's like a 175. And then it could open up, and this is the crazy thing. It could go from that 115 to like 175, let's just say, and then it opens at 250. Like that's all very possible. Like based on this, I'm expecting this to open at $200 at this point.
Yeah.
I can see, like I'm almost willing to bet, like my opening order might just be at like 250 or something stupid because of how oversubscribed this is and how big it is, 5.5 billion, and that could be a larger number tomorrow for Cerebras. And it comes down to it's an AI play, which is
I'm going to be checking my phone tomorrow, man.
That's what in vogue. Well, I mean, it's either going to be a big hit or it's going to be fantastic. I just can't. I don't think there's an in between on this one. I don't see any way. It's not going to do nothing. Leave it at that.
No, most
not gonna
IPOs
do nothing.
do something, right? So
Yeah, there was like some smaller ones might not move. Like whatever that second one was today that had a 20-cent range on a $13 IPO, ain't none of that gonna happen. If it opens at 200, it's going $40 one way or the other.
the market is going down right now,
And
so
hopefully
is
it's not
NVIDIA.
down, otherwise it's
So there's our out on NVIDIA. I mean, bang. You know, that's why I don't want to wait for that VWAP again. You know, heading into the close, and a lot of this is just timing based, right? If we had a little bit more time, you know, we'd be looking at that. But there's TQ's out again right there. I didn't realize Cisco reported tonight. Let me check. I'm going to go over and get Adara's research note on. Do you have the thing out for who's reporting tonight, Adara? There it is. I got it.
It's
already.
literally just Cisco. So I don't have anything for tonight. For tomorrow morning, it's actually spicier. So I do have one for tomorrow morning.
I got it.
Implied moves.
I got it right here. Oh, you have the implied moves too? Okay, well, here you go. This is who's reporting tomorrow. Ride or die with Cisco. We'll look at that before it goes, so we can, you know, talk about it quickly here with you guys on Cisco. But yeah, it looks like tomorrow should be a good one. Uh-oh. Are we bullish or bearish? Bullish coming out tomorrow. We'll see what's going on right there. That's bullish. That's not Weeble. Of course, bullish was a recent IPO, similar to that Gemini and all that. Klarna should be good. I actually am starting to feel a little bit better about a firm. I'm not in a firm, but that's been doing good. They have a deal with Visa there. Applied Materials, Figma. Ruh-roh. Watch out for Figma tomorrow. Rumble, shout out to Canada. They're up there. These are all post-market, Bit Digital, and Space. So yeah, I think tomorrow morning bullish should start at CSIQ, another Canadian name there, coming through on the solar side, and then Klarna. So we'll watch out for those ones. But yeah, man, I didn't like Adara, or you mentioned there, not too much going on as far as Cisco, other than Cisco today.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a quiet.
We did have.
We had Alibaba in the morning, which was the big
Who was
one.
on talking about Cisco? Yeah, it was it Brian?
Brian?
There was like an epic level there. Oh, here, Cisco, you actually need to go out to like a 45-year chart, I think it was. And I'm not even playing around. He was talking about, I think it was breaking like a 30-year high on Cisco. So here's the daily chart for CSCO. And this is not the thong song. This is, let me see here, monthly chart right here. Shout out to my guy Cisco as well. Thong, 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 thong. Yeah, there it was right there. So, yep, Jesus. Yeah, I should never say that. Right into there. Yeah, wow. There's that break level there, and it's just like, wow, you nailed that one, Brian A. All. That one, yes. Breakout, man, make out to breakout right there. Huge move, $77, up through 80. Kablam, 101. Oh boy, so you want to ask my opinion on this stock? Don't short, but Cisco's into networking, of course. They're into data security. I mean, that sounds like a nice little spot to be in, considering where we're going here with the AI trade. So on a daily chart, yeah, man, I really like Cisco. I wonder what that implied move is, Adara, on Cisco, but yeah, take as much time as you need. Yeah, go ahead. She said it's probably pretty small. That's why I wanted to ask.
I feel like it could be a mover in this, this environment.
8.7%, off the top of my head, the largest expected move I have ever seen for Cisco, and also larger than Tesla's expected move this year, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, because of the volatility that this has had on it, like, it doesn't necessarily surprise me that you're going to have your biggest expected move. Like, you're taking out $100 here. You've got a historical breakout happening with Cisco. And this is like an oldie but a goodie, right?
There has to be other stocks like that. We got to find more stocks like that.
Oh, that have that.
That was such a huge.
Yeah, the crazy U shape.
Well, it seems so easy breaking a 30-year high.
But that was Intel.
Oh, Intel was bouncing off of a 40-year VWAP.
But it also did. Here, where's the INTC 3-minute? It's not. Look, it's not exactly the same, but it's not that different. Look at Intel at the $70 level, and look at what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty much. It's more or less the same thing. So that's everybody's homework, including, mine too.
Yep.
Why not? Like, let's look for some old tech stocks that might have levels like this. It could be a 2020 top, but even better. This is a 2000. You're talking about the .com tops when you're breaking this one out. So yeah, I want to see some stuff like this. Like, what else looks like that for us here? And maybe there isn't anything. I don't know. I just know that it's worth a shot. Right? If you can find something breaking a level like this, there's also, it doesn't have to be that kind of a name. It could also be, let me go to, Robinhood has this, so I know, so I can quickly just go to maybe Robinhood. It could be like a recent IPO, right? So something recent that had an IPO high, does the U-shape, and then breaks out the IPO top, or I guess you could call it breaking out there. That's the other way that it could be making you're in a bull market, you're looking for new things to go parabolic. That's all you got to think about. New things that are going to go parabolic, and that's one of those setups that is tried and true. Old school one, man. Get that all-time high, like big-time U-shaped breakout.
Someone said
Silver did this.
I know someone said CRM. They're reporting in 2 weeks today, reporting the 27th. So I was like, oh man, did we miss Salesforce? But no, that would be another big one that we'd love to talk to you guys about when that does happen. So the NASDAQ today is going to close up 1% despite a recent little pullback right there. All good. Cisco shares are popping into the close up to 102 there. But yeah, the ES down, or up, sorry, today, up 0.6. So yeah, man, good day overall, I feel like, in this market, and a good day to check that old long-term account, especially if you're in. Hey, Eli Lilly broke above $1,000 as well, so that one's on fire.
Lots of
there.
Winners, man.
3, 2, and 1. There we go. So we are now closed. I mean, what a good day, man. NASDAQ up 1%. Let's check out the diamonds. We don't talk about the Dow enough. The Dow was actually red yesterday because of financials. They're probably not up anywhere near. There it is, red again today. Dow Jones red. Joe talked about XLF and how bad that's been as well. So, you know, we'll hold on that one. Cisco, I don't know what the timing of Cisco is, if it comes out in the next 5 seconds or so. Maybe we'll have it for you. But right now, Cisco over at 102 and change, waiting for that. I'd expect a 3 or 4% move on this name, and probably not much else there. So we'll see. Although with an extension, maybe it is there. But yeah, Eli Lilly here today. This is what we're talking about. Big movements over the last little while, up another 3%. I said the largest holding in the account outside of tech names. Although Eli Lilly, and I've always liked it. I mean, I've talked about this too, XBI. I think this is an awesome ETF to be into, holding, and it hasn't performed as well as Eli Lilly has as an individual stock, but there's the XBI. You know, we were really this is one of the first ETFs that I sort of thought about. It was when we were doing the podcast, which I feel like is years and years and years ago. This might almost be a double at this point. This continues to grow higher as good companies are involved in that ETF, of course. So there it is, man. Google's up 4% now, all-time highs on Google. What a day, what a day. Cisco ticking higher here.
Yeah, all-time highs going into earnings on Cisco. Market at tops. Apple was impressive today. NVIDIA. Go down the line. If it wasn't good today, you got a problem. Bitcoin's is, where do we close on?
Oh yeah, 79.6.
79.6. Bitcoin under 80,000. Still crypto weakness. Metal strong. They're all looking good. And you know what?
Is the weather looking good? I got a game tonight.
It's going to be cold. I don't think we're raining. Going to be off the practice. You have a game. I'm going to practice.
Yes.
Some of the boys some of the crew are going to see the Jays play tonight. Cerebras IPO tomorrow. That'll be, one way or another, it is going to be wild. I promise you that. I can't promise you it's going to go up $1 million. It's going to open ridiculously high. That much is certain.
I just got to note my car is at its ideal temperature. I have it heating.
Okay.
So when I get in there, it's a little toasty.
Well, that's how it should
to get in there. So I always got the update that the car is toasty.
Enjoy the tournament. Enjoy the Mall of America.
Yes.
Good luck to Gia, obviously.
The MOA.
She doesn't need it. Oh, yeah, the MOA.
You know.
Is it really, is it called MOA? Is that like a nickname? Because I've never heard that before. Oh, it has? Okay. I've never heard the nickname before. So when we saw that in print, I was like, what, huh?
I thought it was like monthly active users or something. I was like,
yeah, I was thinking the market still.
Jays will win tonight. I should bet it.
If we can't win tonight with Dylan Cease on the mound, and they're starting an opener, they're starting a reliever, and probably going with a long guy. If we can't win under those circumstances.
We haven't been hitting. Vladdy's like 3 for 35.
At least we have a pitcher who can shut somebody out.
Oh, boy.
So that's what we need. Like, we need him to go 7 and give up 1 run. Anyways, we need you guys to rest up. Tomorrow's going to be a wild
couple days there. Yeah, good luck on the IPO.
They are how they are.
Right.
Adara in the house. You can end it, Adara.
In the corner.
Sign it off, Adara.
Have a good one, guys. Have a great night. Go Blue Jays. And because we probably have Florida people in the audience, go Tampa Ray, but like, go Blue Jays. Thank you all so much for being here with us. We will see you tomorrow, and have a great vacation, Sean.
We don't.